Oh, my mom sent me a message. Oh, my mom wished me a good day of streaming. So, all right. So we are gonna get back. Welcome, boys and girls. We're gonna get back into our Will Eggy Jr.'s character. He's 67 days in. It is a custom game. It's custom interloper, mainly so I can get a force spawn in Blackrock prison itself.
Something's gotta go.
That was the only reason I did it. You know what? Let's see if we can hunt the wolf down here. We don't have a moose down here. We're down in the valley right now in Hush River Valley, boys and girls. We're down in the deep, deep valley. We were unable to find the moose down here. He's gonna spawn at Monolith Lake for us.
Drop any of this gear.
But since we're down here, we might as well gather a couple cattails. See if we can get a wolf. Mark Wars! How you doing, buddy? Gifted out a tier 1 sub to Sword Oh Fail. Aw, it was so nice of you to do, Mark Wars. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. 2,214th sub in the channel. Holy crap. Thank you, and I'm sure Sword of Fail, or Sword of Isle, will appreciate the sub when he gets in the chat. But how you doing today, Mark Wars? How is it going, buddy? Quote number 6. I'm not crazy. He's not crazy. Not crazy, boys and girls. He's not crazy. Usually there's a wolfy boy around here somewhere. Hello, Wolfie. Where are you? Trying to avoid the Florona and Co-Flu. The Flu-Rona and the Co-Flu. Yes, that is a good thing to do. Avoid both of those if you can. You don't want to get either of those right now. Oh, we got some sticks. Always pick up your sticks, boys and girls. I cannot stress that enough. You will never, ever be sad about picking up sticks.
Goddamn
So weird. I got no animals down here. About to go for a run. Carry me along. Be back at my PC soon. Stay warm in the meantime. Running. Mark Wars is running. Well, Mark Wars, have a good run. Be safe. Be safe out there on your run. You know what I'm talking about. Be safe on that run out there, my friend. Don't fall or hurt thyself or anything. Ace of Dragons, how you doing? How's it going, buddy? Well, we came down into the valley here to see if the moose was down here. He was not down here, unfortunately. Which isn't a big deal. I mean, you know, that I actually prefer the moose. I actually prefer the moose at Monolith Lake instead of here in the valley because I don't have to carry everything up a rope to get out of here. So I actually prefer that. But, you know, while we're down here, I figured we'd grab some cattails, do a couple things. Gormongus, how you doing? Hello. You know, we never waste an opportunity while we're here. There's a deer over there. The wind is definitely picking up. Means there's probably a stormy poo coming in. Been almost 2 years you've been gone. Well, Ace of Dragons, it's good to have you back, my friend. Happy New Year to you, and Happy New Year, Huffy Pete, as well. Happy New Year, boys and girls. That deer over there. We overshot on the first shot, but we got him on the second. Well, Alicia, Junior's doing pretty good. Goodness gracious, Landing Ocean. Yeah, we way overshot on that first shot. But we did get him on the second. We'll have to go find his corpse tomorrow. Because I'm too cold. I'm too cold to run around now. Too cold and too tired. The wind is kicking our butt today. The wind is not being kind at all. But we'll go inside and warm up a little bit. Go into the cave here. Get a little warmer. Get a little good. But Alicia, it's good to have you here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. A wonderful new week is upon us. Oh, I'm sure. Oh, I forgot. Mark Wars. So I got the schedule set for this week. We're going to be doing Long Dark today. Followed by some more Icarus solo play. Tomorrow we got Long Dark and Icarus again. Wednesday we have some 7 Days to Die. Thursday, Long Dark, followed by more Icarus solo play. Friday, we got Long Dark Interloper in the early part of the stream, and then we're going to be back into our Medieval Dynasty character going into year 5. Saturday, we got Long Dark, more Interloper starting in the morning, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Then we're going to play a new game called Windbound. I've never played Windbound before, but I picked it up when it was on sale, and I want to give it a shot. Play that for about 4 hours and a little more Icarus solo play. Sunday morning, we got Stream Loots Edition Long Dark going on, and then we're going to play some Escape the Pacific and some more Icarus after that. So we got a lot of good stuff planned this week. I'm very excited for this week's of streaming. We're going to have a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I hope to see you guys along for the ride. All right. We're pretty tired. Let's see. Is there any maintenance we need to do? Nope. Not really. I do have a maple to drop. Most of the weight we have right now is all wood weight. Got a lot of sticks. We'll leave some of those here. And then we got some lots of cedar and lots of coal. Oh, we're good to go. We're good to go, my friends. We don't. Sticks are nice, but the coal and cedar, that takes the cake right there for us. And we got a whole bunch of stuff. I got cooking 5, so I'm gonna eat these sardines because they can't harm me. Then we're gonna eat some cattail stalks. We got a deer out there that we can go harvest up and get a little more food from, which is good. And we'll get his hide as well. Getting deer hides is always kind of a... I wouldn't call it a priority, but a secondary priority. Master Kano, how you doing? Good evening, my friend. But it's definitely a secondary priority because we do want to have extra deer hides around to repair deerskin boots and deerskin pants when they take damage. So, all right. Is there anything else we want to do before we sleep? I don't think so. Oh, let's make a couple bandages. I've heard of Northern Lights. Yep, I've checked it out. But it looks okay. But it didn't inspire me a lot. I looked at it. It looks good. I mean, I'm not against it. But yeah, I haven't picked it up. Have not picked that one up yet. But I am aware of it. Yes, it's actually, I think, on my wish list. Hey, get some water from the falls. No water from the falls. No water from the falls. Feels like some of the same mechanics as Stranded Deep. Yeah, it could be. I mean, a lot of games will kind of, I won't say steal, but they'll pick and choose elements of other games that they like, and they will take those elements and utilize them in their games. Oops, I didn't want to do that. I just want to pass some time. Am I really not that tired? It's really that early in the day still? It's really that early in the day. Oh. And now it's... Yeah, now it won't let me do it because it's not light enough out. Okay, alrighty then. Let's just pass some time, I guess. Let's pass a little time, I guess. We've got that nice, juicy warmth going for us. It's going to get a little bit cold here. Yeah, I got a little cold right at the very end. Let's just build a fire. Oh, I got my bedroll on me. Bedroll's right there. I won't forget my bedroll. I picked it up quicker than you could see. Bedroll is on me, baby. All right, we'll get that going on. We'll get a few of these sticks picked up here. Make a nice little fire here on the line. Yep, got the bedroll, but thank you for the reminder. I always worry about it too. It's always on my mind. It's like that song. It's always on my mind. Yes, I have in Ace of Dragons. Mark Wars can speak to this. There's nothing worse than forgetting your bedroll somewhere, getting to your next spot, and realizing you left it behind. There is nothing worse than that. That is the most sinking feeling you will ever have. And then you're like, crap, now I gotta either go back for it or find some other way to survive. Alright. We aren't going, even if I left it here though, we aren't going anywhere at this point. We're just hanging around. We're hanging around in the valley here. We got that deer out there to go hunt. We got the deer out there to go hunt, and got some stuff and things to do here. That happened your last run on day 47. Oh yeah, it's a horrible feeling. It's a horrible feeling, Midnight Snack. For getting that bedroll, you just like are kicking yourself when you do that.
I need to find food.
I know, buddy. Wait a few cattails. We're soon gonna have a deer. So don't stress. Don't stress, buddy. It's gonna be okay. Started to change in unfortunate events. Yeah, it takes one mistake like that to send you spiraling to a bad spot. All right, let's actually, you know what? Let's go see if we can harvest that deer, bring him back here, and have this fire still going. It's gonna be cold out here, so let's grab a torch. Forgot my bedroll in Timberwolf Mountain on my first trip to Ash Canyon led to a change of unfortunate events. Yes, a series of unfortunate events that leads to your death. That can happen. Pretty much that can happen with anything you do wrong in Interloper, especially. You have one misstep in Interloper, and it can start a chain of events that can eventually lead to your death. Not taking the right tools, forgetting a tool, you know, carrying around a bow that's in low condition that then breaks on you at an inopportune time without a replacement bow to back it up. That sort of stuff. You know, it can definitely lead to bad things. Oh look, we found our deer. No, that's just a ravaged deer. That's a ravaged deer. Oh well, heck, I'm gonna take him too. That's a ravaged deer, baby. We don't see many of those. They've been disappearing off the board. They've been disappearing from the game for quite a while now. Turn off the game, said you're done. Turn it back on 5 minutes later. Yeah, Midnight Snack. I've never actually turned it off like that, but there's been moments where I've been like, oh man, I'm done. I'm so done. Stick a fork in me.
Looks like a new day is
Looks
done.
like a new day is done. There we go. Get that hide in them guts. Get a little food in our belly too. Only a true masterpiece will do that to a person. Yeah, yeah, and that's so true. That's so true. Only a true masterpiece would do that to you. Make you go, oh man, and you rage quit. Then you go, okay, I'm gonna play it again. There's our deer over there. I think. Or is that the body up there? That's the body up there.
Just subscribe.
Deathbed Motorcade with the Twitch Prime Subaru first time subber. Thank you so much for that first time sub right there, my friend. Thank you very, very much. Welcome to the channel as well. Giori, how are you doing? How you doing? Yeah, that's the body up there. This deer probably ran like all the way down here. These deer run for miles. There he is. I see him in front of us, boys and girls. I see him in front of us. He ran down here quite a ways.
So cold.
Hello there. Started playing the game recently on Stalker, but I feel I'm almost ready to move on to Interloper. I think it's time. Thanks for all the tips. Oh, dude. Well, Big Scary Mouse, I hope you do well. Expect to die a lot. It happens to all of us. There's nothing we can do about it. Expect to die a lot when you first start, because it's gonna happen probably. Okay, am I... Which way? But the wind's blowing this way. Oh, it is, okay. There we go. But good luck. If you have any questions or have any problems, you know, come back. Come back and ask. We'll be here to answer if we can.
Come on.
You're very tired right now, Giori? Yeah, I'm kind of tired today too. I didn't get a lot of sleep this weekend, so I'm very tired as well. But yeah, good luck on it. I mean, Interloper is a completely different beast than Stalker, Pilgrim, Voyager. Completely different animal. Oh shoot, I can't harvest him that way. Alright, let's just take a couple pieces of meat from him then. But yeah, I mean it's very rewarding, but it's very difficult at the same time. It's very rewarding, but very difficult. Still learning the maps. I feel this could be a crucial piece I'm currently missing. The map knowledge is, I'd say at first try to stick to the maps that you know pretty well. And don't try to push yourself too far. But, you know.
Too heavy.
It can be a lot of fun. It can be a lot of fun learning it too. Oh, all that beautiful meat, baby. Get a little water in our belly. You think you can have stink even though you don't have a stink marker? Oh yeah, totally. You pick up one piece of meat or one gut, and the animals will smell you for miles. Even though you don't have a stink marker, they can still smell you.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
So yes, even if you aren't visibly showing stink, you can still have stink on you. And it will affect the way the animals react to you. Hey, Carcass Harvesting 5, baby! Woohoo! Woohoo! How much time we got left on this fire? 2 hours? Okay. Carcass Harvesting 5. So that's going to let us 50% reduction in harvesting time. Can harvest 100% frozen carcasses by hand. And we can also quarter 100% frozen carcasses now. 30% reduction in hide and gut harvesting times too. Which is nice because now we can just do this with our hands. You're just here for the Carcass Harvest 5. Well, there you go. We got the Carcass Harvest 5, my friend. We got it. Now it's only 10 minutes per gut. Goes from 12 to 10 between 4 and 5. Oh, baby,
I'm not
yeah.
sure I can carry much more.
Oh. I have the power. By the power of
Too much stuff to carry.
Will Eggy McKinsey Jr., I have the power. We'll grab these cattails too since we're here. We might as well. We just got Carcass Harvesting 5, Hawkeye, so we now have the power. Now we can take the 100% carcasses and not even have to worry about it. We can quarter them, whatever we want. Interlopers, Heartless, early game. I think late game is more of a breeze once you get everything up. Late game is more about just not losing your focus, Pablo, that's for sure. Deathbed Motorcade, thank you so much for the follow as well. I appreciate that. Yeah, I found late game Interlopers more about not getting overconfident. Not losing your focus that there are things in the world that can still kill you. Because that's when you start making little mistakes and start taking things for granted, and the wolf or the bear will just appear and hit you, and you'll be like, oh my god. Most late games I've lost due to complacency. What day is it when you got Harvesting 5? It was day 70. And I got Cooking 5 on day 50. I got Cooking 5 on day 50, and that was not micro-harvesting or anything. I killed one bear, one moose, some deer, rabbits, and all the teas. All the teas, my friends. All the teas. That's what gave us Cooking 5. That's how you lost your 150-day run. Yeah, I mean, that's how most runs over 100 days get lost. It's just kind of getting complacent, going, oh, I can take this wolf down, and then you just try to shoot him, and you miss, or you don't kill him, and he just rips your face apart. That's usually how it goes. It's sad to say, but that's usually how it goes. But how you doing tonight, Hawkeye? I hope you're having a grand, wonderful day, and your week has started out good for you. I hope the week has started out good for all of you. My week started out pretty good. Got off work a little early today. Came home, got some video stuff ready to go to upload to YouTube. Got my schedule published, which you can go see at the schedule page right here. I went over the schedule already for this week, but there's the full schedule for this week's streaming. Oh, we got the rainbow. Someday I'll find the rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers in Hush River Valley. La 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 la. I love the original Muppet movie. It was such a great movie. The original Muppet movie was so good. By the way, my wife calls this short bright because of how long my initial Loper runs were. One thing I feel I'm going to miss on Interloper is shooting the rifle. Takes a while to get used to, but it can be pretty satisfying. Yeah, that's... See, Big Scary Mouse, I'll warn you. That was my biggest regret, is I didn't spend enough time in Stalker learning how to use the bow. So I came into Interloper very ill-prepared for using the bow. And it caused me a lot of issues. So that's why I recommend to a lot of people wanting to play on Interloper, you know, kick around in Stalker for a while, make a forge run, figure out your routes that you're going to take for the forge run, figure out that forge run and get that going on, because it's very important to be able to do one of those in Interloper. Does Interloper have less tiredness than Stalker? Well, you lose, in Interloper Giori, you lose your hunger, thirst, cold, and your stamina, or your, you know, before you get tired, you lose it quicker than you do in, say, Stalker, Pilgrim, or Voyager, yes. Yes, it goes away quicker. You consume calories at a much more rapid rate than you do on Stalker, Pilgrim, or Voyager. You consume water at a more rapid rate. Your cold bar goes down faster. Your exhaustion bar goes down faster. Everything is quicker on Interloper.
If I don't rest soon, I'm gonna faint.
Pretty good. I feel like it's geared towards co-op, so feels such unfair. You know, Hawkeye, the solo play on Icarus, just expect it to be longer play. That's sort of how I went into it. All the solo play I've done on Icarus, I just don't pick missions that are like 5 hours. That's more group play type missions. The solo play stuff, I'll take a 6-day mission. I can bang that out in 6 real game days, in 6 real days. I just take my time, I gear myself up well, I go and get some mining done, build a little shelter, expand my knowledge of the game. I found the solo play really is fun, but it just is a much slower pace than the group play of Icarus. Evex, it's Evie, says, hello, finally got to my first stream after being a YouTube viewer for years. I love Long Dark and thank you, Evie, thank you so much for watching on YouTube and thank you for coming over and hanging out with us tonight. Welcome. We'll give out some welcome points. Thank you so much for coming over and hanging out with us tonight. If you have any questions that you've been watching on YouTube and you're like, damn, I wish I could ask him this or I wish I could ask that, feel free to ask. I'm willing to answer pretty much anything. But I found the same thing, Hawkeye. It definitely is slanted towards group play, but if you really want to play solo, you just need to take that solo tree. The solo tree is in the game for a reason. And you have to take the skills in the solo tree. The solo tree has skills that you can get in the other categories, but they basically make them cheaper and they make them just about as good, if not better, than what you can get in the general talent trees. You haven't played any co-op of Icarus yet, but from what I've watched, it sounds accurate. Currently doing the agriculture one where you have to farm like 1 billion vegetables. Yeah, I didn't find that one to be that bad. I looked at that one, Hawkeye, as that's an experience grind. You just grind some XP. You go out and do a bunch of hunting early, so you have lots of meat for the second part. Go for the vegetable one first, because if you put that cooked meat into the vegetable drop pod, it stays good forever. So go out and collect meat, leathers, and furs early, and then, once you kind of get close to done with the vegetable one, head up to the other one, drop with all the furs and the leathers, drop those off, come back, get all the meat, drop that off, and then the agriculture will be done. Yep. But yeah, somebody in chat mentioned, if you put the meat into that drop pod, it won't go anywhere. So I had all but I think like a couple hundred meat ready to go by the time I went to the other pod. Do I play I had never played Satisfactory, actually. I've never played that one. That's one I don't even own. Hey, what should I do? I'm on 25 Interloper, almost out of matches, found the lens, and don't have a Fire Striker. What zone are you in, Ombre? Maybe I can guide you to some matches. Because a lot of the zones have guaranteed matches. There's a guaranteed match spawn in Coastal Highway up in the Lookout Tower. There's a guaranteed match spawn in Milton at the Grey Mother's house. There's a guaranteed match spawn in the transition between Mystery Lake and Milton. When you go down into the valley, there's guaranteed matches there. Mystery Lake has no guaranteed matches in it, period. So it's a bad place to look for matches. You can find some, but they're what I call free matches because they aren't really, they're just random. If you're in Mystery Lake, go to the Trapper's Cabin, go through the cave, down, you'll have to go down a rope. There's a cave there, and inside that cave, in a backpack, there'll be a box of matches for you. There you go. Well, Rob Logan just rated us up. Thank you so much. The power is yours. Thank you so much, Rob Logan. I appreciate that. Oh, it's the Raw. Oh, I tried to put just Rob Logan in there. It's the Rob Logan. Okay, there we go. Rob Logan, thank you so much for the host of the raid. Last playing some Super Mario Odyssey. I got to make sure I'm following you, buddy. Hold on a second. Let me go over here and let me give you a follow. There we go. I just followed you. How you doing today? I hope you're having a good one. And welcome to your viewers. We are playing Super Mario. We're playing this little game called The Long Dark. My first video I found was Eggy himself when you began his beautiful journey. Thanks all for feeling very welcome. Oh, well that's awesome, Evie. Followed you after Katie Peters played Raid before, but haven't had the chance to raid you myself. Oh, Katie, I love Katie. Oh, one of my biggest regrets, Rob Logan, of TwitchCon, the last TwitchCon we could go to, TwitchCon 2019, is Katie and I were there, and we tried to connect. We tried to like message each other and figure out where we were, and I never got to meet her in person. That was one of my biggest regrets, is I never got to meet her there in person. Because I love Katie Peters' plays. I met her a long time ago here on Twitch, and she is like one of my favorite people. She is just so awesome and welcoming and just adorable. Yeah. She's great. She's great. Katie's co-host of one of my podcasts, and we've been friends for years, but still haven't met in person either. Isn't that funny with the internet, Rob? You meet so many cool people that you sort of, I mean, in another age, you never count them as friends, but now you count them as friends because you have like a rapport with them. You have a relationship with them. You know things about them. You talk to them in depth for hours, you know. It's definitely a new era. It's a new era, you know. Old guys like me have a hard time getting around it. This run gonna be 1,000 days? Heck yeah. This is our 1,000-day run. We're going for 1,000 days on this character right here, boys and girls. 1,000 days. That's what we're doing. Let's go see if we can find a wolf. Let's go see if we can find Mr. Wolf. Ow! Mr. Wolfie, where are you? Hello? Hello? I'm putting my dangly bits out here for you. Oh, I should have picked up some meat. That would he'd probably be happy about that. He'd probably be happy about that. Hey, Jira! Hello, hello. Is that him over there? I think that's him. Yep, that's him right over there. Little tiny pixel that I saw on the wall. There's a tiny pixel I saw on the wall. A big bad wolf. Gonna give him a call. Ow!
Looks like I survived another night.
This is the only predator that's down here. There we go.
Damn. I'm freezing.
I know you are, buddy. I know it's cold. I know, man. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold day. See if we can doggy dash this guy. We are in Hush River Valley, yes. We are in Hush River Valley. We came down to the lower part of Hush River Valley to see if we could find a moose, but we had no luck finding the moose. So we're just chilling down here in the valley. We got a deer. Mr. Wolfie, yes. Bring me a dream. Dun 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 dun. Hey, Vibe Night, how's it go, buddy? We're just gonna lead him back to the cave. It's easier this way. See if he'll fall for our tricks. Where'd he go? Oh, jeez. What's the matter, Wolfie? Oh, that was no fun. You're supposed to come in the cave. What are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? Where do you think you're going? Come back with my arrow. You little bugger. Giori, thank you for the 200 bits. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, do you have a link to your podcast, Rob Logan? Because I'll throw that up there. You got a link to your podcast? Just you can DM it to me, and I'll throw that up there for you. Give you a little lovin'. Maybe get some more people over there. What do you guys talk about on your podcast? Just out of curiosity. Past time for an hour. That'll probably kill them. And 21 wolves. And now we have 22 wolves. Called Quantum Drive. We discuss every episode of the Orville. Oh, I love the Orville. That's a great show. That's a great... I like the Orville. The Orville is like Star Trek now to me. Forget this new Star Trek garbage they're putting out. I like the Orville. I like the Orville. I'm not a big fan of Star Trek anymore. I love Star Trek, don't get me wrong, but Season 3 starts in March. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I'm super excited too. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel when that comes out again. I love The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. That is such a great show. That is such a great show.
Need to find
Called
some
Quantum Drive. Well, hey, if you have a link to it, I think Zach Zarksby. I think HRV's a great zone too. I think it's so well designed. But yeah, whisper me the link to your podcast and I'll throw it up in chat. Or actually, I can just permit you for 60 seconds if you want me to.
Die if I don't warm up soon.
There we go. Now you won't be timed out for a link. You can throw your own link up there. Need to go now, Giori. Have a great stream. Well, Giori, have a great rest of your night, my friend. Okay, here are crows off that way, but those are not the crows I'm looking for. Hey, there's Mr. Wolfie boy. Mr. Wolfie, you need to give me back my arrow, buddy. Oh, wrong league. Oh, that's okay. There we go. The Geek Generation Quantum Drive. Okay, I'm going to have to go over there myself. Nice. Nice. So, boys and girls, go give, I don't know, do people give you a follow on there? I don't know. I am such an old person that I don't know how the podcasts work. How do you follow somebody on the podcast? I don't know what you do. Do you follow them? Do you give them a love? Do you give them a like? I have no idea. You can follow basically, okay. I have no idea how to do it, Old Man River. Old Man River's very bad at following stuff. He's very bad at the follows. I like the follows, but I don't know how to do it. Can I get a mag lens fire? Probably not, but it's always good to check. Just follow. You can basically follow on any podcast platform. Well, hey, boys and girls. If you want to hear some wonderful people, please go over and give Rob and Katie a follow on their podcast. If you enjoy the Orville, do it. The old man, that's how I'm on Twitch. I had to ask my kids how subscribing and following works. I know, Deathman. Hey, my son introduced me to Twitch about 6 years ago. He was watching CSGO tournaments, and I was like, that looks kind of fun. And he was like, yeah, you just get on here and you sign up and you make a name and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, hey, that looks kind of cool. And so I got on, I watched some of that, and I was like, okay, I can dig it. I can dig it. Okay, let's make sure it gets warm before we start carving into this dude. Okay, it's good to go. Let's harvest this dude. Podcast is even harder to grow because you basically don't have any control who listens to your podcast. Oh, nice. Can't even know how many listeners you currently have. Wow. I heard there's a lot of people who make good money with podcasts, though. I mean, I think doesn't like Adam Carolla do a big podcast, and a bunch of other guys do big podcasts. That's the one I know of. The one I know of, anyway. I know that's how old I am. We got, what, 39 minutes on those. Let's carve up a couple more of these. Woo! Yeah, I had to do the same thing, Deathbed. I was a babe in the woods. My son taught me the ropes, so. But auroras are fun. Leave them alone. Auroras are no fun. I don't like it when an aurora hits. That's bad news. You just leave the wolves and stuff alone during auroras because they are nasty. A little more meat cooking there. Do. Well, I hope your podcast does well, and you know, I'm glad the Orville's coming out with a new season. That's pretty hype. I'm very happy about that. I've really enjoyed the Orville. I hope that it continues to be on Hulu because I cut the wires decades ago. Over a decade ago, I cut my cable wire. I was like, no, I'm not doing cable anymore. I'm done. I'm done. Done, I tell you. Why don't I use them? It is faster that way, but I don't get to control my cooking times as much. It takes less time to cook them that way too, and I like long cooking times because that way I have more control. And I like to just slap the meat on the fire. I'll use cooking pots every once in a while, but I'm just kind of against using cooking pots. Lauren, how you doing? Whoa! What the frick was that? We were almost being trampled by a deer there. The deer was like, "Hello, I'm gonna trample you now. Don't mind me. I'm just coming over for the fun." I tend to like the longer cooking times on just slapping it on the fire. I like it. We reset all points, Lauren, on Saturday. Every new year we reset everybody's points to 0. So here, have some points. Have some points. All points have been reset to 0. So if you weren't here on Saturday, you didn't get any points. I was getting too many complaints that too many people had too many points, so we reset the bear hide market, so everybody gets to start afresh for the new year. Yay, it's a new year. Everybody gets to start anew. Everybody gets to start anew. I didn't want that one. I want this one here. There we go. All right, let's go carve a little bit more of them up. Ah, there's a stick up here. We'll grab that too. Stick! We're just gonna climb out of here tomorrow. We'll climb out of this place tomorrow. Yep, you and a lot of other people did too. Yep. And now nobody does. Which is nice.
Cold is making my head feel thick.
Which is nice. The bear hide market has been reset. It's the Great Reset. The Great Reset. Alright, there we go. Get a few of those on there. Both 19 minutes. Grab those off. Put a couple pieces of wolf meat on there.
Nothing to drink.
And we need something to drink. I wish they'd do that with Bitcoin. Yeah, but if they did it with Bitcoin, Lauren, then everybody would buy it, and it wouldn't be worth anything anyway. Everybody would get into it, and then nothing would be worth anything. It'd be a nice thought. Be a nice thought, but yeah. All right, well, have a good dinner there, Rob. Thank you again for the host and the raid.
Might have to drop
Please,
some beer.
boys and girls, go click on this link right here. Go click on that link right there. Go follow Rob Logan, boys and girls. Go give him a follow. Also, go check out his podcast. If I can do this right. Oh, I forgot the H. Go check out their podcast as well that he does with Katie Peters Plays. We've rated her before. She's a good friend of the channel and a great, awesome streamer. Go check out their podcast where they discuss all things Orville. The Orville is their podcast, is what it's all about. So go check them out on Quantum Drive. If you like the Orville, there you go. If you don't like the Orville, go give it a listen. If you haven't watched the Orville, I would highly recommend it. It's really good. Oh, of course, my friend. Don't worry about it. I don't cover the Orville. If they want Orville coverage, they gotta come to you. Now we got tons of meat down here that we'll never use, but hey, that's okay. At least we got lots of food down here. We know where there's food. This is what I usually do on Interloper, boys and girls. I build stockpiles of stuff around the zone, and that way if I ever come back to this zone later on in the game, say 200 days from now, the food will still be here. It'll still be here sitting there waiting for me, so...
I need to find a place to rest.
Yeah, now, Lauren, everybody's trying to figure out what the next Bitcoin is. Which is going to be interesting if all of it just, like, crashes one day. Because the only thing keeping Bitcoin going is faith. Just like any other currency. It's like people buying, what are those? People are buying gifts or, I don't know what they are. Yeah, it's Beanie Babies. It's basically high-tech... Basic NTFs, yeah. Bitcoin is basically high-tech Beanie Babies. And NTFs are basically high-tech Beanie Babies. And how you doing, Fangirl Mel? How does the cooked meat last outdoors? Well, how long does it last outdoors? Quite a bit. It only goes down a little bit every day. And once you get cooking 5, Deathbed, you don't have to worry about it anymore. Once you get to cooking 5, you don't have to worry about the meat any longer. See, now all this meat's at 100%. We'll check it tomorrow, tomorrow morning, and we'll see where it stands. But yeah, all meat lasts for quite a while if it's outdoors. Like, this is only at 98, so it only lost a couple percentage points. I hold off on Predator meat till level 5, yeah. Yeah, I know Bob Saget's gone. So it's been Betty White, Bob Saget, who's next? Because they always come in 3s, boys and girls. It always goes in 3s, so who's next? But yeah, I usually hold off on Predator meat till level 5. With the, oh, thank you. With cheese and cattails, I don't ever find a need to really eat it before level 5. I don't ever find a need to eat it before level 5, so, once I get close to level 5, then I will try to rush it. Like, I got really close to level 5, I killed a bear and a moose, and I got to level 5. By cooking up the bear and the moose. So, that's how I got to level 5. Other than that, I got over halfway through level 4 just on teas, coffees, rosehip mushroom teas, cooking up some rabbits, cooking up a few deer here and there, some of those deer corpses I found, as well as the few deer corpses that I made. But that got me over halfway through level 4 just on its own. So you can get really... That's why I recommend that you pick all the mushrooms and all the rosehips that you see. Make them into teas, cook them up. If nothing else, you make yourself a whole bunch of small medicines, and you'll have coffees and you'll have teas and stuff to drink early on in the game. That'll give you good skill ups, get you calories, get you water. We're on day 67, 68. Let's see when we get up. 70. We're on day 70. I was wrong. Day 70. Yeah, I hope nothing happens to Michael J. Fox. That would be very sad. That would be very, very sad. Oh, I forgot to drop my guts. I forgot to drop my hide, too. Got another deer hide here. Got another deer hide there. We'll grab a little bit of food. We basically have our pick of food now. We can eat deer meat, wolf meat, bear meat, moose meat, whatever meat we want. Whatever meat we want, we can eat. All right, well, we're going to climb back out of here. Let's pass a little time. And let's get a couple hours of sleep here real quick. Oh, well, I was going to leave, but the game says no. The game's saying no. You're not going to leave, Atheenon. I hate it when the game disagrees with my plan. That's really annoying. We've still got 10 coal and 5 cedar on us. It's really freaking annoying. Is there anything I can mend up while we're here? Let's mend up our coat. We'll do a little mending. Good night to the UK. By the way, Evie, on Saturday and Sunday, I start at 9 a.m. my time, which with the time difference is about 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 to 6 p.m. your time over in the UK. I mainly do that for my European and UK viewers. I start nice and early in the morning. Unfortunately, I can't during the week because of my work schedule. But yes, on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, if you get a chance, swing on in. We'll be doing, this Saturday, we're doing Long Dark for 4 hours in the morning. We're going to then play a game called, good God, now I can't even remember what it's called. We're going to be playing a game also called Windbound that afternoon, and then some more Icarus that evening. So, swing on by and say hi, but goodbye to you as well as, you know, being across the pond. We love you. We love our brothers and sisters over in the UK. Ah, that yummy wolf meat. Bop, 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 bop. Back into the cave. Oh my God, it sounded like it's past there for a minute. The wind's like, no. This is a blizzard you're going to have for a while. The blizzard you're going to have for a little while, my friend. Okay, let's, Well, well, well. What do you do when you're sitting in a cave, got nothing to do? To pass some time and hope the blizzard... There we go. Hope the blizzard passes. Yay! Blizzard pass. I'll leave a little bit of water here for myself. I'm gonna take a couple honks of meat. Draw a friend next time. I don't have anything to draw a friend with. Give you someone to pass time with. How much exactly is a honk? It's sort of between a and a woohoo. That's what it is. Bechamel, hello, hello. How are you doing? But it's somewhere between there. It's a pretty good size though. Drop sticks and stones, create a stick figure friend on the ground. Yeah, I could have done that. I could have made a stick figure. I could have made a sticky friend. That is true. I have enough cedar to do it. I think I have. I got 5 cedar. I could just about do it. I could make a one-legged man or woman, a one-legged figure. We'll just make it generic. One-legged figure. Well, yes, I'll go over the schedule again for you. I will go over the schedule one more time. I already went over it, so you missed out. I went over it early when I thought you were listening. So today we got Long Dark, and we're gonna do some Icarus solo play tonight. Same for tomorrow. We got Long Dark, a little more Icarus as well. Wednesday, we got 7 Days to Die returning. We're gonna be going into our 3rd Horde night. Thursday, we got Long Dark with some more solo Icarus. Friday, Long Dark yet again. I know, Long Dark, I see a theme here. Long Dark, but we're going to do some Medieval Dynasty after Long Dark is over on Friday. On Saturday, we're going to play Interloper Long Dark to start the day. We're then going to play a new game called Windbound, which I picked up on the sale over the holidays, and I've been wanting to play it. So we're going to play some Windbound, and then on Saturday in the evening, we're going to do a little more Icarus solo play. Sunday morning, we got Long Dark Stream Loots Edition. I know you're excited about that, Mark Wars. But more exciting, we're going to do some Escape the Pacific in the afternoon, along with some more Icarus that evening. So, yes, I do like the Long Dark game. Just a little bit. The Long Dark is the GOAT. It is. Long Dark is the GOAT. It's like this channel really likes the Long Dark. I do like the Long Dark. Stream Brandjum Long Dark. There we go. I do like the Long Dark. I cannot deny.
My fingers.
We left all this wood up here because we couldn't carry it down the rope with us. Boop. There we go. Alrighty. Let's go see. Oh, there's the bear right there. I guess we'll open range the bear.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
I'll try to draw him up over here, I think. Make sure our flare gun is loaded. Yep. Oh, jeez. Jira! Hello. Thank you for the 100 bits.
But I'm pretty sure this channel might potentially like the Long Dark a tad bit.
Oh, he ran. Okay, well, he ran. That sucks.
Never felt so cold in my life.
Wow, he ran. I guess we shot him from too far away. Hey, Odds, how you doing? I don't know how I know, but I'm pretty sure this channel might potentially like the Long Dark a tad bit. Yes, we do. We do. We have an affinity to it. We have an affinity to it. I was wondering if you were still playing. Yes, we got it on. We're going to be playing it on Friday, base Jamel. Yep. No drills or augers in Medieval Dynasty though. But we will be playing it. We bled him. We bled him, boys and girls. Let's check our bear count. Bears killed 2. This would be a 3rd bear for us. But yes, we will be playing some more Medieval Dynasty. We'll be going into year 5. Year 5 on Medieval Dynasty this week. So, no hordes, but lots of hoes. Yes, lots of hoes. Let me get out my flare gun just in case. We got a lot of stank on us. We're a very stanky boy. Well, the bear headed off this direction. I can see that. Sometimes if the bear gets far enough away from you, he'll just start walking again, and he can re-attack you now. Even if he's bleeding, he'll re-attack you. So you got to be kind of careful when you're tracking a bear, because he doesn't fear you even when he's bleeding to death. Even when he's bleeding to death, he still can and will attack you. So you got to be a little on the careful side. Oh, he ran towards his cave. Nice. Yep, see, there he is again.
No power in the verse can stop me.
Boom, baby! There he was again. Well, thank you for the follow there, S. Border. I appreciate that very much, my friend. Yeah, he's in a good spot, too, right by this cliff. It's too windy to light a torch. Okay. Will his big butt cover me now? Yes, the bear butt blocked. It's the bear butt block. The bear butt is blocking it, boys and girls. haven't played The Long Dark in 7 months, even though I watch it on Twitch pretty much daily. Well, odds, you know, a lot of people find it very relaxing to watch The Long Dark.
Come on.
Come on, come on! Come on! You can do it, come on! Don't fail me now!
Fire's life out here.
It is life. Alright, we got 2 pieces of coal on there. Let's harvest this dude up. There we go. Put his quarters over here. We don't have the wind protection anymore, so...
I'm not gonna be able to carry this load for much longer.
I know, buddy. It's hard. Life is tough some days. Wow, now we'll have lots of stink on us. I can almost guarantee we're rocking 3 stink bars right now. How many honks are in a quartering bag? You know, I don't know how many honks. Let's see. How many honks are in a quartering bag? It looks like 4 and a quarter honks per quartering bag. It looks like 4 1/4 honks, Mark Wars. New episode and all, but I feel WoW takes my time now. Yeah, you know, MMOs can do that to you, odds. I was addicted to EverQuest for 14 years, so I completely understand that. What are the practical advantages of quartering over harvesting? The biggest practical advantage, Big Scary Mouse, is that you get the hide and the guts in a very short amount of time. You also then have to reharvest the bags of meat, but that's not as big of a deal. Especially later in the game, you want to be able... And, well, the other big advantage to quartering as well is you saw how the wind was really bad right there. In quartering the animal, we get all the stuff we want from it very quickly in 2 hours, and if it blew my fire out, big deal. I still got the bags of meat that I can carry back to my cave. I got the hides, I got the hide, I got the guts. I can take those back to the cave and get them curing. So it basically gives you a quick harvest for all the stuff you want. There's a wolf up there eating a rabbit. He just killed it too. You get practically the same amount of meat. The amount of meat that you don't get from quartering is negligible. It really truly is. But yeah, you practically get the same amount of meat. I'll have to go find that arrow. We got 22 wolves killed. I don't know how people do the polar plunge. Here I am flinching, putting my feet into a tub of ice water. I could never do the polar plunge. I am not that. I do not like the cold. I do not like the cold. Hey, it's our buddy. He's like, hey, welcome back, Atheenon. That is a lot of guts, boys and girls. That is a lot of guts. We'll go get those bags of meat tomorrow, and we'll have we'll bring them back to this cave, and we'll do a barbecue. We'll have a nice little barbecue in the cave tomorrow. We'll barbecue the bear up. This cave here is like my this is my staging cave. I pretty much stage all my guts and hides here, get them all cured up, because this is the cave closest. This is the easiest cave to get to that's close to the exit back into Milton.
Just lay down.
It's right by the stair step
Have
lakes.
a little sleep right here.
Yeah, I know you're tired, buddy, but we got to get these guts put away. We can't just leave. We can't leave them in a pile. That would just be downright wrong. That'd just be wrong in so many ways. It'd be wrong in so many ways. And this gives us guts to repair our stuff with, so. Alright, there we go. Let's drop our 3 deer hides.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
You always say that, buddy. You always say that. And then you carry more anyway. I don't know, maybe the problem is my feet are already sore and raw. Oh, it's a beautiful sight here in this cave. This cave becomes a beautiful place, my friends. Becomes a beautiful, beautiful place. You got guts, you got hides, you got birch, you got maple. All sorts of good stuff. Get our bedroll down. Go out and get a piece of meat. Eat that. I think I have a piece of moose meat still here, don't I? Yes, I do. Look at that. I got a piece of fresh moose meat right there. Yum, yum. Get a little more moose meat in us.
Feels like night is coming.
It does feel like night's coming. My wife kills me with that like 4 times a week. Always ask someone how long they plan what the walk to be, and don't wear boots. Yeah, don't wear boots. Boots are bad on a long walk. They're good if you're hiking, but you know it's a long walk. But Tippity, the amount of meat that you lose by quartering is well outweighed by the benefits. Well outweighed. The main thing is that the main thing that usually gets you when you're quartering an animal is that all of a sudden the wind will come up and blow it, or not quartering an animal, but just taking pieces of meat off and cooking them. Is especially when the animal is exposed, you run the risk of having a wind come up and just blow your fire out, and now that animal's just going to start decaying even faster and faster because you've started harvesting off of it, and you could lose the bear that way. You could lose a goodly portion of the meat that way because now it's going to all decay into nothingness. And at some point it will say, there's nothing left harvestable on this animal. That is the worst feeling. That is the absolute worst feeling, is harvesting up a bear, and then a storm hits and you have to run inside to get away from the storm, and you come back and it says, there's nothing left harvestable. And you're like, are you freaking kidding me? Because once you start harvesting it, the decay rate magnifies over what it usually is. Now, because we quartered it, these bags will probably be at like 60%. These bags will probably be at like 60, 70% since we left them. But that's not that bad. Each action you take that passes time revolts the weather and wind. Yes, pretty much. Pretty much. Long walk on the city trail, which is basically a scenic sidewalk through the country. Oh. Yeah. Walking on concrete in boots is never a good idea. You're gonna end up hurting yourself a lot more. So fewer actions equal fewer chance for terrible weather. Rerolls. So these are down to 74%. That's not too bad.
Too much stuff to carry.
Yeah, it's just 2 bags of meat, though. Suck it up, buddy. Oh, I'll drop all my fuel when I go back. That'll make me lighter, too. I forgot to do that. At least you burned a lot of calories. Yes, at least you burned a lot of calories. A 5-mile walk is a lot of calories. It's about a mile from my house down to the store. Down to one of our stores that I
Looks like I made it through
deal with.
night.
I don't manage it, but it's one of our stores is about a mile, half a mile away, so I can walk down to it and back and get a nice little mile hike in.
Freezing.
Which gives me a little gets my blood going in the evenings after I get done streaming and sitting for like 5-6 hours. Gets my blood going. My wife always says that if I have to ask how far we're running, then it's too much for me. See, what she should do, Mark Wars, is she should say, oh, we're only 10 minutes away from being done. And then 10 minutes later, you'll ask, and she'll be like, oh, we're just 10 minutes away from being done. The Shadow! Who knows what evil lurks within the hearts of men? The Shadow BR3 knows. The Shadow knows. How you doing, Shadow? Welcome to the stream, my friend. That's what I would do with my kids. They'd always be like, "Are we there yet?" And I'd be like, "Oh, we're only like 30 minutes away." 15 minutes later, they'd ask, "Are we there yet?" And I'd be like, "Oh, we're only about 30 minutes away." Took them a while to catch on to the 30 minutes away. Bad person. I am doing pretty dang good. We got a great crowd in here tonight. We're having some fun. We're killing it. We just killed a bear. We got a wolf out here somewhere we gotta find the corpse for. We got a rabbit up on the hill here. We got a wolf that ran off with one of our arrows that we have to go find. I think I'm gonna go steal his rabbit though that he dropped. Haha, took your rabbit. But welcome in everybody. New viewers, old viewers, everybody. Vrandic, how are you doing? This cave is one of my favorite places in the whole game. So what we're going to do, since we want to get warmed back up before we go get more stuff, is we're going to come back here, and we're going to harvest our bag of meat. And I'm going to use my hands, because I want to get maximum time, because I want to get my warmth back. And you don't have to sharpen your hands. You don't have to sharpen your hands, which is the best thing ever. There we go. There we go. Move this cooked piece out here. Yeah, late in the game, if you can harvest things with your hands, you want to. Even early in the game. I recommend it at any point in time. If you can harvest it with your hands, you want to harvest it with your hands. Because that allows you to spend less time having to sharpen weapons and stuff. Oh, I want to leave my fuel in here. It didn't reset well. I think it's because I reset everybody, Mark Wars. I think it's because I reset everybody. This is, if I drop these, oops. If I drop those, that's one more bag I can carry on me. Oh yeah, we're down to 22 kilos. The Uber driver must have known I was talking about dinner. That calls for some points. There we go. Yeah, let's give out some points, boys and girls. Let's ruin the bear hide market again. Little blind mouse, my back is still a little sore. It's kind of sore down towards the bottom. It's a little sore, but it's a lot better now. A lot better than it has been. Points, point. But how you doing tonight, little blind mouse? How are the roads treating you out there? For those of you who don't know, Little Blind Mouse is one of the wonderful people that delivers goods to our places that we go and shop at. Goods and stuff and things. Thank you very much, Little Blind Mouse, for doing that. My tailbone's giving me fits as much as tour back is. Oh no! But thank you very much. I like to go to the store and actually find things on the shelves. I mean, I know it's a crazy idea, but... Hey, Marcos, I'm okay. My best friend's been in the hospital, has a mass in her brain looking for cancer, but she's talking today, so a little better. Oh, okay, Samo, I'm so sorry to hear that, man. F cancer, that's all I gotta say. F cancer, boys and girls. I won't say it, but I'll say F cancer. Cancer took my dad, and I'm sorry that your friend's dealing with it as well. Frickin' cancer. Me too, I'm over the road. Oh, Brandick, you're over the road as well? Dang! We're getting the woo-woo! Getting those truckers in here. Brandick trucker hype, yes. Little trucker hype going on.
Feet.
Oh, shusha-doodles, you're fine. Jeez Louise, man. Always something with Will. He's always gotta be complaining about something. 46 years now. Wow. Dang, dude. You're a baby, Little Blind Mouse, compared to 46 years of doing it.
Cold.
Tiffany with the tier 1 sub for 12 months. We'll go double points on that 12-month. Beautiful 12-month, 1 year. 1 year resub.
Getting kind of thirsty.
Brandik's been driving longer than you've been alive. Brandik's been driving longer than I've been able to drive, so.
Here, have a thing.
Here, have a thing. Aw, well, thank you so much, Tippity, for the 12-month resub. That's awesome and amazing, and I appreciate it so very much. Thank you for all the support, everybody, for subbing, for following, for just coming by and hanging out with us. Views, you know, if you've ever like, oh gosh, I can't sub and I feel bad about it or anything like that, don't ever feel bad about it, because honestly, views are what gives the channel exposure. And so every single viewer matters. Every single viewer matters. So I appreciate it all. I really, truly, truly do. Yeah, I'm an old fart. Yeah. I'm getting to the old fart status, Brandik. I'm getting to that old fart status here. But yeah, it's sort of like, you know, Twitch kind of works the same in a way that YouTube does, is, you know, that views really get your stream out there to more people. The views help you in the, not really the algorithm, but they help you get more exposed, basically. And on this channel, we like to be exposed. Ogblur, how you doing? Hello, hello. This channel likes to be exposed. We like to be exposed on the channel. Mark Wars is like, hey, this is a 18. This isn't an 18 plus channel. As long as you don't start smelling like an old fart, if you know what I mean. Whoa. No smelling like old farts. Hey-o. Can I get a hey now? Hey now. Hey now. Hey now, hey now, hey now. Ever since Sneaky Wolf, I always come over to this side. One time I came over here and I was coming up on this bush like this, and there was a wolf right on the other side of it that basically was invisible. I could not see him. He came out of nowhere and just wrecked my face. Oh, you know what? I was gonna make a fire. Ooh, maybe I can make a Maglin's fire. I bet I can. It looks nice enough out. Oh, I don't have. Oh, I have a stick. Okay. Oh yeah, Maglin's fire. Ho! Woo! It will be a long. It will be a long time until my channel gets up there. It takes a long time, Brandik. It really does. It really, truly does, my friend. But hey, we can help you out by just giving you a little shout out. We can give you a little shout out there. It takes a while. The thing is, you have to find your own voice on Twitch.
It worked.
Trying to follow what anybody else does on Twitch is patently, just in my opinion, a bad idea. Because what works for one person probably won't work for you. You can take some good ideas that other people have and kind of incorporate them in what you want. You can sort of incorporate them in what you want your channel to be like, or look like, or feel like. But it takes a while to find your voice. It does. Captain Ragebeard! How's it going, buddy? But please, people, go over and give Brandik a follow. Last playing Salt and Sanctuary. Ooh. Ooh, I've never played that one before. But yes, it's one of those things where you just gotta stick with it. Being consistent on your streams is very important. Being, you know, on regular times and dates is kind of important. Putting up YouTube content is very important. Even if all you do is what I do, and you just upload your stream to YouTube. Even if that's all you do, that's important as well. Because that lets people get a chance to find you. Yeah, kind of working up that courage. I personally can't speak to that because I have always, like, gabbed a lot. If I wasn't streaming it, I'd be sitting here talking to myself doing it. So that I've never had a problem. Oh, you stream on YouTube? Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, go over and give your go over, boys and girls, and find. Are you Vrandic on YouTube as well? Are you Vrandic there as well? So people go over and find Vrandic on YouTube, please. Oh, you stream on YouTube as well. Oh, gotcha. Okay. That works too. I'm gonna use my knife just so I can get more of it harvested quicker. It's Lil. Okay, so now I have to find that. See, now you're making me work. Is it Lilacangames? Oh, there we go. I got you. Dun 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 dun. And pasted. Go give him a sub on YouTube, boys and girls. Looks like he's got a few games up there that he's been doing so far. Looks like some 7 Days to Die. And what's this one? That's 7 Days to Die.
So thirsty,
and some Icarus, too. So go give him a not a follow. Go give him a sub on YouTube. They aren't follows on YouTube, but it works the same. A sub on YouTube is pretty much a follow here on Twitch. I am thirsty. I guess I could have taken a drink from that first stuff I got. Bella! Hello. How are you doing, Bella? How is it going? I think you asked me a question about Icarus in the Discord, didn't you? Did you find my answer? I think it was you who asked. I believe it was you who asked about Icarus in Discord, Bella. About which version of the game I bought, and I told you that I bought both. I told you I bought both of them. Call me a sucker, but I wanted to support them. I like the game so much, I was like, you know what? It's worth me buying the special Booyah edition of the game and supporting them even more. All right, let's make some fires, baby. Now, if you got a lot of meat and you want to cook it up relatively good, no, I don't really do challenges, Pablo. And no one gets out alive to me. I don't like Kobayashi Maru situations, so I can say with pretty good confidence I will never play No One Gets Out Alive. Too stressful for me. Too stressful for my old heart. I leave that to far better people than myself. I leave that to far better people than myself, because I don't have the patience to micromanage everything in my game. I manage a few things, but I take a lot more risks than would be good with the No One Gets Out Alive
Turned out
thing.
pretty well.
That it's just not. It can be for somebody, but it's just not for me. Did you get a chance to look into Helper Bird? No, I did not. No, I haven't. I just deal. I still don't read stuff off screens. I'm fine. That's the thing though, Akita. I'm fine living my life without reading stuff off screens. Online articles for me I have no interest in them. I really truly don't. Truly don't. I just don't have any interest in reading online stuff. I find it to be very boring. I read lots of books, but I don't like reading stuff online, and my brain doesn't like it either. So it just goes no.
Come on.
It just goes no. Ah, damn it.
Well, that didn't work.
That didn't work. Yeah, for me, online reading is just hard. I just don't like most things, exactly. Do I like audiobooks? I don't have any way to play audiobooks, so... And I prefer to read anyway. Usually when I'm out and I'm doing stuff, I'm reading. You're gonna buy textbooks. Oh shoot, we got a sub. Blades, I didn't even realize it. There's so much going on. I like news. I listen to a lot of news radio when I'm driving. I don't really listen to audiobooks.
Subscribe for 6 months.
That's how I keep up on my news. Well, thank you for the 6-month resub, Blades. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, Cindy. Yeah, I you know, when I was doing Oregonian routes, I listened to some audiobooks, and I found myself just tuning out and missing a whole bunch of stuff during it. I have the attention span of a goldfish, so that doesn't help me a whole lot. It doesn't help me a whole lot that I have the attention span of a goldfish. So...
All right.
And I can only really concentrate on one thing at a time, for the most part. So yeah, I did try audiobooks for a little while, though. That was back in the day when you couldn't even download them or anything. I think I listened to one of the Wheel of Time books on audio. All hides got reset at the beginning of the year, my friend. All hides got reset at the beginning of the year. That's just how it is. Like it or hate it, that's how it is. The hide market was way overinflated, so we got everybody on equal footing again. Yeah, I found the Wheel of Time books to be a little hefty to read, to be honest. I just don't like most things. Let me share a bit of wisdom I've learned after 3 years of this channel. Ath does not like most things, but he does not like he does not like suggestions. Just tell him not to do things rather than suggesting things. Yeah, tell me not to do it. Then I'll be like, oh well, I'm gonna do that then. I'm a stubborn old man. I'm a stubborn old man. That's what I am. Yeah, the bear hide market was just getting a little too saturated. And Mark Wars never lost any of his bear hides, so, you know, his bear hides just always kept resetting, and now they don't. You just started playing Long Dark Story mode because I have only played in survival mode. That's more fun than I thought it would be. Well, the survival mode is fun, but the story mode's really fun, too. You can have a good time, you can have a grand time with the story mode. Especially if you're used to playing on Pilgrim and Voyager, the story mode is really a lot of fun for you. I think where story mode kind of lacks is that if you play a lot of Interloper or even Stalker, story mode is a little too easy for you. Story mode, I wish even on hardened difficulty, story mode is a little too easy. He basically likes everything, not just not suggestions. Yeah, I don't like suggestions. I will probably never play Slime Rancher. Or the Forest. Not that I'm philosophically opposed to it, but I don't own the game and I'm not going to buy the game, so. I have too many games on my docket already. I don't have enough time to play all the games I want to play. I could do that, and then I'd have to stop streaming Long Dark. I'll make you a deal. If you guys are all okay with me not streaming Long Dark, I'll stream Slime Rancher. Never gonna happen. Never ever gonna happen. I don't want to kill my channel. That's the main thing. I just don't want to kill my channel. There's certain games I know that would just kill the channel. So and that's the thing, is that like Icarus has actually been really good for the channel. And it's a game by game basis. Even Red Dead Redemption 2 was not real great for the channel. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Red Dead a lot, but as far as like a channel game, it's okay. It wasn't real great, but it was okay. Yeah, I just am not. I probably won't. No. Yeah, see, I don't do that though. I think personally, I think that's kind of a slimy way to do things. Buy a game, and then just like return it after a couple hours. It's like, nah. If I buy a game, I commit to the game. If I buy a game, I commit to the game, and I keep it, even if I don't like it. Because I'm like, hey, that's what you know. That's the risk you take with games. At least it used to be. Not anymore though. But nah, I don't. I probably won't be playing it anytime soon. I have played Hunter Call of the Wild. I actually own Hunter Call of the Wild. Hunter Call of the Wild was a little bit slow. It just was a little slow for my taste. It's a lot of walking and a lot of slowly creeping up on stuff. It's a really beautiful game. Call of the Hunter's really beautiful, but let's see what view Slime Rancher has. Oh yeah, I've seen Slime Rancher before. Yeah, I watched somebody play that one time. I watched was it Silly Rat who played that? I forget who I watched play that. I forget who watched play that, but yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that game before. I've seen that game before. But yeah, I won't be playing. I think you watched me play Slime Rancher once. Oh, was it you who played it? I know I watched somebody play it. I know I watched somebody play it. I played Stardew Valley. I just got bored with it after a while. I just kind of got bored. To be honest, I got bored of Stardew Valley. Just not my type of game. I never liked those type of games. The 8-bit. That's just not my thing. I know a lot of people have fun with Stardew. Just not my thing. We had fun with Stardew for a little while. Oh, I dropped a bandage. Ooh, it is cold out there. Cold out there.
I'm feeling so drained.
I know you are, buddy. Because we cooked all night. But, you know, hey, Slime Rancher is great for some people. Just, you know. Not for me. The Long Dark, I have played that. Yeah, Stardew Valley is an okay game, but you know, as Stardew Valley is, unless you're an OG in Stardew Valley, it's a place where channels would go to die. No offense to Stardew Valley, just that's where I've seen a lot of channels start playing Stardew Valley a lot, and their viewership goes down by 70-80%. And that's nothing against the game, it's just not, you know, it's just not as viewed as a lot of other games are, so. And there's games I'd love to play on stream that I don't play because viewership. And you know, it's a fine line you have to watch between finding something you enjoy and have fun with. I mean, even Horizon Zero Dawn. I love Horizon Zero Dawn. Even Horizon Zero Dawn, as much as I love that game, and I'll probably play Horizon Zero Dawn too, but my channel took a big hit when I played Horizon Zero Dawn. It just did. Baldur's Gate 3, no. I never played Baldur's Gate. The original Baldur's Gate stuff, I never played it. Baldur's Gate to me is like, it's okay, I guess. I never. Yeah, Stardew is like a very personal game in a lot of ways. A lot of games like that, Captain Ragebeard, I never got into when I was younger. I mean, you got to remember, a lot of these games that you guys are talking about came out when I was in my mid-20s. I was married. I had new children. I had a job that I was working basically about 60 to 70 hours a week. I played no video games until early 2000, And at that point, I played EverQuest, and that was about it until 2014. So, you know, growing up in the 80s, there weren't a lot of video games around back then. Most of our video games were all arcade. It was all arcade games for us. Yeah, hey, you know, we can do that, Mark Wars. We can go through the stream store. I honestly go through the discovery queue every once in a while, and I go, ready or not? Nope. Forza Horizon 5, nope. Security Breach, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, not really. I guess I could check it out. People like Branjam like watching me play that. Farming Simulator 22, nope. I love Paperboy in the arcade. I was obsessed with Paperboy. Lens Island, no. Third person isometric view. Escape Simulator, not really. Inscription, what's that? Oh, it's like a turn-based type game. Nah. Hey, I could play Madden 22. I could do Madden 22, baby. Madden 22, I could play that. I could be in the front office. Hey, Among Trees is on there now. I kind of lost interest. Among Trees, I heard, did not get a lot extra when they went to Steam. Grow, Song of the Evertree. What is that? That looks kind of cool. That looks it's kind of cartoonish. Looks a little bit like, what's that game I played? What is that game I played that looks a little bit like that? There's one I played called, wasn't Plague's Tale. What was that one I played that's a little bit like that? I know I just played it recently, within the last year. Huh. I don't see it. Interesting. I don't see it. Hey, this is what we're going for, baby. Play 60 seconds. What's 60 seconds?
Some days you get the bear, and some days the bear gets you.
60 seconds? What's that? The dark comedy, atomic adventure of scavenging survival, collect supplies. Oh, so it's sort of like this War of Mine in cartoons. It's like this War of Mine, basically. That's what it reminds me of. Huh. Interesting. There's a newsflash. There are streamers that play all of those games. Maybe try them from time. Whoa! Oh, we're playing Long Dark. Oh, God, we're playing Long Dark, boys and girls. I didn't even realize it. We're playing Long Dark. One day we'll have to have a chat stream. One day we'll have to do a chat stream where you guys can give me all your recommendations. I can write them all down, and we'll see what happens. But right now we're playing Long Dark, so let's do that. Let's do that, boys and girls. Let's find this wolf. We killed a wolf, and it ran off with my arrow, which makes me sad. It makes me sad he ran off. He ran off somewhere. Ah, they're just trying to give good ideas, Mark Wars. They care, and so they're trying to offer up ideas for good games. See, I'm in a good mood today. I'm in a good mood. I've never heard of a Jai Young. I would love it if Ghost of Tsushima came to PC. If Ghost of Tsushima came to PC, I would definitely play it. Oh, there's the wolf. Can we creep down this? Maybe? Maybe not. I would love Ghost of Tsushima to come to PC. That would be awesome. I have all the ideas to be a millionaire. We could be a millionaire. I want to be a millionaire. That'd be great. Yeah, I've heard great stuff about Ghost. That's the one thing I'm sad about with Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is that it's going to be a PS4 exclusive from what I understand. Die Young. Never heard of Die Young, no. Wild West Dynasty. I've heard of Wild West Dynasty. I have Medieval Dynasty though, and I don't like modern stuff as much with the medieval. I prefer medieval type thing. I tried Dyson Sphere Project, just couldn't get into it. Dyson Sphere games like Dyson Sphere Project and Oxygen Not Included are fun for a little while, but they just get very complicated later on, and it just doesn't. It's not fun to stream it after a while. Red Dead Redemption 2, played all the way through it. Loved Red Dead Redemption 2. Kingdom Come, no interest. I've watched some Kingdom Come, no interest. Don't ask me why. Don't tell me it's great. I just have no interest in it. I played Grounded when it first came out. I hope Grounded someday gets better. I've looked at it since, and it doesn't look like it's got a lot better, but yeah. I platinum GOT. Game of Thrones? Like, they have a game for Game of Thrones out there? Really? Do they really have a Game of Thrones game out there? Oh, Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, yeah. See, when I see GOT, I see Game of Thrones. Oh, okay. Okay. If they actually finish it, yeah, they got all their money. See, that's the problem with Grounded. Grounded got hyped really fast when it first came out. They got all their money, and they're pretty much, in my opinion, they're pretty much done at this point. They'll put out a few. They'll be like Stranded Deep. They'll put out a few updates. They'll declare it fully release, and then they'll be like, no, done. They'll be done. They'll be like, no, we're done. We're done now. Well, I appreciate that, Bella. I appreciate that. I have bad takes on games, though. A lot of games I'll just be like, no, I don't like this game. Bye. A lot of games will be like, nah, I'm done. I'm over it. Alright, we'll drop some weight. We got our hides and guts curing. It's time to go hunt that moose, baby. It's time to go hunt the moose. Moose hunt, ho!
No power in the verse can stop me.
Hey, Laka, 8822. There is actually a Game of Thrones Telltale game. Really? You're out? Mark Wars, no. Prop up a stick for me, I'll just fall on it. Mark Wars, you never have to have a stick propped up and fall on it. Well, a lot of people, Bella, have very little attention span for games. And they get bored of them very quickly. And I think that is counted on by video game companies because they want you to get bored of games very quickly. Because they want to sell you their next product. They want to sell you that next game. Most video game companies don't want you to play a game for 5 years or 6 years. They want to sell you on the next newest thing because that's how they get you for cash. Which, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I've looked into Northern Lights, and I'm fine with Long Dark. Most winter survival games out there, from what I've seen, are cheap knockoffs of Long Dark. They just are. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They are cheap knockoffs of Long Dark. So far, the best winter type thing I've seen from a survival-esque game is an Icarus. Which does it in a very unique, interesting way. But most games, to me, that are trying to be winter survival games are just cheap knockoffs. The Long Dark is sort of set the bar, and I have not seen one yet that overshadows it.
Freezing.
We're freezing. Of course we are. We took all of our clothes off, buddy. What do you expect? But no, I checked out Northern Lights. I mean, oh shoot, we're standing in the water and we're getting cold feet now. You've deleted. I've deleted my last few supplies. Last few chats. I can't do it. Oh, Mark Wars, never give up hope. Never give up hope, my friend. I know you're just looking out for me, buddy. Oh, I never did the bear explosion. Well, I'll need to do that. And we'll follow it up with more hides, too. Hi, all brand new to Twitch. Well, welcome to Twitch, my friend. Welcome to Twitch. I play it on solo almost exclusively UFC, and I enjoy the heck out of it. Yeah, these are in bad condition, but you know what? Oh, shoot. I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy Icarus. Icarus solo is just a very much, you have to be willing to just play it as a slower pace game, and just kind of take your time with it. Build up your supplies. You just can't run it as fast as you can when you're going with the group. There's a lot more things and stuff you have to take care of with solo Icarus. It's just a much more slow-paced game, which I personally like. I think they've actually set it up well for solo play, to be honest. But hello to, is it Laka? Or is it Ika? It's Laka, I hope. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to Twitch. Welcome to Twitch as well. Well, there will be missions that are very brutal, that you're going to have to return to when you become very powerful. But most of the missions are fine. I've had no problem running most of the missions in the game by myself.
Die if I don't warm up soon.
There we go. Views on Northern Lights mix, definitely a sort of mix of green hell mechanics, long dark stage, but it seems to need a lot more work. Well, a lot of companies these days are pushing out a lot of stuff really early, I think.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Okay. A lot of companies, I think, are pushing out stuff faster than it should be. Because they're and honestly, they're in a lot of ways, I think a lot of companies are taking advantage of the alpha access mechanic and pushing out stuff, I think, a little bit faster than they should. I personally think that, you know, the Long Dark did it great. I think Icarus has done a great job putting out the beta and sort of test playing it, stressing the game, seeing what they could do with it, and then changing some stuff up for the full release. And then also they've been pushing out more missions, tweaking things, fixing things, and doing a lot of stuff. But yeah, I think a lot of games get pushed out in the early access sphere a little earlier than they probably should be. And I think some companies push them out just for the money. But, you know, it's bedtime. All right, fangirl, have a great rest of your night and get some good sleep. Get some good sleep. Canadian, not as far north as Will, though. Oh, all right. Well, I am not Canadian, but I do rep for Canada, so me and Canada are in good terms. We got a good peaceable accord going on. Right now, though, we're heading up to get the moose hunt. We want a moose hunt, baby. It's moose hunt time. Moose hunt, hoo-ha-ha. Hey, Valor, how's it going? And the thing, just circling back real quick one last time, please do not feel bad about recommending games on the channel. In all honesty, I will probably not play most of them. I'm just going to be upfront and honest with you. I'm not going to probably entertain or play most of them. Just, I don't have the time. I have games that I have already bought that I have not played in months and months because I just don't have time to do it. But I like to look at new stuff. I'll take it under consideration. I'll look at it. I know at this point, after 6 years of streaming, what games I probably will enjoy and what games will probably kill my channel. So I will look at them with that eye in mind, and I won't take offense as long as you won't take offense that I probably won't play it. Just that, you know. But I've discovered some great... I would not have discovered Icarus if not for viewers recommending it. I would never have known about Icarus if people hadn't come in the channel and said, hey, this game looks kind of cool. They're doing some beta weekends. Have you given it a shot? Have you looked at it? And I wouldn't look at it, and I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. So, you know, for every 100 no's, there will probably be a yes. And as long as you as viewers won't be offended if I go, yeah, it's probably not for me, I'm not going to play it. I won't take offense at you suggesting that. So, as long as we have that compact and accord going on, hey, it's good. Tag, you're at Valor. Valor's it. So I won't take offense, but a seat to watch. But, you know, I enjoy stuff. I mean, I'm going to be trying out this game, this Windbound. I think it's Windbound is what it's called. I'll be trying out Windbound on Saturday. Because I picked that one up. I'd had my eyes on it for a little while. And I've been wanting to try it out. And it looks pretty cool. I'm going to try out Windbound and see, give it a shot. I've heard it's a story, got a story and stuff. But, I'm going to give it a shot and see what I think of it. I was trying to figure out which one it was that it reminded me of. It reminds me a little bit of the Raft. Oh, not Roki, not Roku, Rokai. Not East Shade, not Far Sky. There was a game that I played a while ago that it reminds me of, and I can't remember what it is. Oh, Rime! That was the game, Rime. It reminds me a little bit of Rime. It gives me that vibe. It gives me the Rime vibe. Yeah, Roki was fun. I had fun with that game too. I had fun with that one as well. That was actually a really fun little game. We had a good time with that one. It was limited. It's a one-time run through, but you know, it was a fun little game. Alright, let's go out here and have you met it? Atheenon, got to know, when I send you some cigars, do you consider them low or medium quality? As an expert, you can rate them for me. I am not an expert by any stretch of the imagination. I can give you my opinion on them. I'm not an expert, but I can give you my opinion. I'll give you my honest opinion of them. I won't hold back. If I think they're garbage, I'll tell you they're garbage. Or if I think they're low quality. But you know what? A free smoke is always a good smoke in my book. I'm just saying. I'm not saying nothing, I'm just saying. So this cave that we went through takes us over near Monolith Lake. We're going to go to Monolith Lake here and check it out real quick. Do you chew the ends of your cigars? No. No. I use a hole punch on the end of my cigars. I don't even cut them. I don't like the cigar unwrapping in my mouth. I find that gross. I find it gross. I usually do a punch. I do a punch, and then I just punch the end of the cigar, and that's where I get the draw from. I would have judged you, yes. You'd be welcome to judge me, too. Hey, people who enjoy chewing the end of the cigars, God bless them. If they want to do that, whatever. Just don't expect a kiss from me. That's assuming someone wants me to kiss them, so, you know. Served a guy who's chewing a cigar and he had tobacco drool on his shirt. Yum! Yum! That sounds awesome. More than anything, Valor, cigars are much like music and wine and taste in food. it's all very personal. Your personal taste has a lot to do with what you like with cigars.
Cold.
And I know some people who love cigars that I'm just like, yeah, that one wasn't for me, really. It's not for me, you know. And cigars are very, it's a very personal thing with cigars. And some people like them, some people don't. Some people like a certain flavor of cigar or a certain style of cigar. You know, they like them mild or they like them stronger. So it definitely, a lot of it comes down to personal taste as well. Oh, there is moose marks over on that tree over there. I wonder if the moose is down here, boys and girls. You refuse to smoke anything that's less than a 4-foot-long Cruella de Vil cigarette holder because you're fancy. You're just the fancy pants, I see. Do you also smoke with your pinky in the air out of the Cruella de Vil smoking device? Yes, unfortunately, too good for you. The wolf, the placed deer in the game have been rotting at a very fast pace into nothingness, and the spawns on wolf and deer and bear seems to be very spotty at best. Yeah, it's been bad. I'm hoping that when they come back from their break, they're gonna do a patch, because like usually there's a wolf in this cave, and there's not right now. But I get running shoes, which I don't need. Sometimes you need a monocle and well, of course you do. I thought that went without saying. But there you go. But yeah, some of the spawn points have been off lately. I've noticed some of the spawn points have been very off, which has been kind of frustrating. Because a lot, especially in Interloper, you depend on those. You depend on those deer spawns that are the sort of the standard spawns that you just kind of run across and find. Yeah, no deer at Trappers ever, no wolf at Max's Last Stand. Exactly. Yep. I ran into the same thing in Mystery Lake. I actually had to zone to get the bear to show up. I had to zone back into Milton and then back into Mystery Lake and hard restart my game to get the bear to respawn, to get the bear to spawn at the unnamed pond, because he was supposed to be there and I could never find him. So yeah, there's been a few instances of that going on. You smoke Cuban cigars? Ooh, you fancy. You Mr. Fancy Pants. With your Cuban cigar. I see how you are. We're gonna actually read this book.
I just need to close my eyes.
Because why not? Oh, I'm too tired to read now. That's okay. A crushed velvet smoking jacket? You have to have one of those. If you don't have one of those, you're just like, you're kind of on the low rent end, you know. I've only smoked salmon, nothing else. Yes, my dad used to totally not smuggle in cigars in the first aid kit into Florida.
Straight.
Oh, everybody smuggled in cigars. Everybody smuggled in cigars. It's just if you got caught. I personally never smuggled cigars in from Mexico that were Cuban. I wouldn't do that. I personally never ever participated in anything like that. Ever. Okay. Maybe something like that might have occurred, but no, nothing like that ever occurred. Nothing like that ever occurred, ever. Oh god, are we getting a storm again? No! No! Oh, well, this was over 15, this is like 20 years ago, Tippity. This was like 20 years ago. 20 years ago. You could still go down to Mexico and buy them. You just weren't supposed to bring them back across the border, you know what I'm saying? I knew lots of people, though, who would buy it, relabel it, and then bring it in. That's how most of them got around it. They'd be non-Cuban. They'd be Cubans, not Cubans. I need a little bit of water. Yeah, these are before. Yeah, these are before. And I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations has probably run out. But hey, Ace, have a good lurk. Thank you for lurking, my friend. And how are you today, Ace? I hope life is going well for you, my friend. I don't have anything to drop, right? No. All right, let's sit by the fire and we read our book for an hour. There we go. Not too bad. You're here. You're alive. That's good. That's a really cold storm. I wonder how cold it is outside right now. Let's go see how cold this storm is. Negative 78. Feels like negative 48 with our stuff on. Negative 78. Wow. That's kind of cold. A wee bit cold. Got one piece of meat and I got some cattails on me and some water. What day are we on? Oh, let's do it. Let's do a review, Jake, since we're sitting here by the fire on day 75. We have carcass harvesting and cooking to 5. Archery is almost to 5. We got fire starting about halfway through 3. Mending about halfway through 3. And we've now killed... We spent, let's see, 19 days in Mystery Lake, 6 days in Pleasant Valley, 3 in Coastal Highway, 7 in Timberwolf Mountain, 3 days in Forlorn Muskeg, 5 days in Mountain Town, 6 days in Bleak in Hush River Valley, 7 days in Ash Canyon, and 2 days in Blackrock, which is where we spawn. We have killed 23 wolves, 3 bears, 2 moose, 11 deer, and 26 rabbits. I'm starting a stalker run for Faithful Cartographer achievement. Any tips? I would definitely bow garden. Try to find the Polaroids because they give you a big mapping, and then all you have to do is follow the surveyed locations. So you can go into like Hush River Valley, force reveal it, and you can see all the surveyed locations you have to go to, and get all those to show up on your screen. They'll check off as you go to them. And yeah, that would be my recommendation. But definitely use the Polaroids. Rustic Cash, how you doing? The Polaroids are a great tool when you're doing a Faithful Cartographer run. I do play Long Dark in Metric, yes, because that's the way I started playing it. And so to me, it's like playing EverQuest with gold and silver and platinum. In the real world, there is no gold and silver and platinum exchange like there is in EverQuest. But that's the currency you get used to, and that's what you utilize. I doubt the moose is up yet, but I figured I'd just run out here real quick and see. Maybe grab a couple cattails. But yes, I do play in Metric. We are solid solidarity, my friends, with the Metric system. Plus, Metric's so much easier to keep track of. Everything's divisible by 10. Everything's divisible by 10. This is when I started and played this. It was only a Metric. Yeah, and it's just the unit of measurement I've grown accustomed to. It's the unit of measurement I've grown accustomed to with the game, and so for me it works well. And You know, the temperature thing works well. Because, you know, 0 is 0. 0 is when you start to freeze. So it's real easy to tell where you're at. So I've never deviated from it. You do spy with your little eye, Star.
So
it's
cool.
the Mos Eisley Cantina shirt.
Just want to lay down for a
It's
bit.
my Mos Eisley Cantina, where our friends don't like you and we don't like you either. Live music all week. No droids. No droids. Yeah, anything below 0 sucks. Above we're good. Exactly. Yeah. It makes sense, you know. Yeah, my best friend got me that for birthday, I think. It's either birthday or Christmas. I can't remember which. I am not Canadian, but I live south of Canada, just a teeny little bit. I live down in Oregon, but I have the Canadian toque one of my viewers made that has the bear on one side and the Canadian maple leaf on the other side. It's the second toque that I got. The first one was more of a my first. This is the OG. This is the OG Canada hat. This is more of just a little hat with a little pom pom on the top. That's the OG one. That's the one I wore back in the day, back when I first started playing Long Dark. Then one of my wonderful viewers, Lynette Melody, made me this hat, and so now I wear this one all the time.
I might have to drop some
Water,
gear.
water, water. We'll never be unhappy having water. Having extra water is always good, boys and girls. I would never, ever, 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 ever be sad about having water. And you can always just drop it and leave it, too. It never goes bad. You get all these nice little bottles.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
I don't know where we pull the plastic bottles from, but I'm sure we just find them laying around. What's the best way to start a day? A shot of whiskey? Well, hey, if that's what gets you going in the morning, I say go for it. But be 21 or be of legal drinking age to do so. I guess we'll bag a couple of rabbits just to do it. I still don't see Mr. Moose up. Mr. Moose! Rabbits are great to practice your range shots on, boys and girls. You'll see me take a lot of long shots at rabbits. That's how you can calculate how much drop the arrows have. It's a great way to calculate it and just kind of get used to the arrow drop in the game. Because the rabbits don't care. Hawkeye, have a good night, my friend. We'll see you later. Too much pain, Ender 54. Well, there you go. There you go, cooking with hedge pies. I'm going to get my flare gun out because the moose might be up here, and if he is, he'll be dangerous. All right. Anybody else wanting to rewatch Cool Runnings before the Winter Olympics starts? Cool Runnings was a fun little movie. Didn't that have John Candy in it too? Was he in that movie? I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen Cool Runnings. I live in Alberta, Canada, and it finally got to -30 out of a -40 area today. Just had a bad cold snap. Yeah, Candy was the coach. Yeah, I thought he was in that. The Cool Runnings was a fun movie. When they should have didn't they make like a Cool Runnings 2 or something? Like, oh my God, stop trying to capture lightning in a bottle. Movies like that are a complete accident when they're actually good and they take off and people love them. And then you go and you kill it by making a crappy follow-up movie. And then people are like, oh yeah, you remember that movie? Oh yeah, I remember the bad one. Sanka, you dead, Mom? And then you end up with Matrix Revolutions that just tanks at the box office. While Spider-Man goes on to be now the number 6 top grossing movie of all time. Passing Titanic. Passing Jurassic Park. What does that tell you, Hollywood? What does that tell you? That's what people want. Listen up. But Hollywood's always like a year or two behind anyway. They're always a year or two behind. Wait, how am I at 25 with that few bear hides? Because everything got reset to 0, Owl Nuggets. Everybody's bear hides were reset to 0 as of Saturday. Boom!
Goddamn freezing.
Yeah, action MOV. I love that. I love that movie. Cool Runnings was good. I gotta go back and watch that now. I wonder if that's on a. I wonder if that's on a streaming service. Is that on Netflix or anything? I didn't want Freshly. Is that on Netflix or Hulu or any of those? I gotta check that one out. Or is it on Disney Plus maybe? Circus Demon, how you doing, buddy? You gotta check that one out.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
Oh shush. I wonder if it's on Netflix. It's cool. What is Cool Runnings on anything? Let's see. Cool Runnings. Well, it's not on Netflix, that's for sure. It's not on Netflix. That's not a Disney property, is it? Is Cool Runnings a Disney property now? Wouldn't surprise me. They own everything from my childhood. It is a Disney property. It is a damn you, Disney. Damn you, Disney. Okay, I'll have to go look. I'll have to go watch it. Damn you, Disney. Disney owns my entire childhood. Damn you, Disney. Well, Disney's good at buying what's good. They ain't that good at making what's good anymore. Let's see, the only Marvel movie that did well this year, or did well last year, oh yeah, Disney doesn't own that one. They got a percentage, but they don't own it. Sony's I can just imagine Sony executives, I can just imagine them sitting around a table going, just laughing so hard because they're like, we own Spider-Man, you don't own it. We own Spider-Man. You don't own it. We own it, not you. By the way, Disney, thanks for giving us a reboot on Spider-Man. And now they've taken it, they've just gone, yeah, we're taking him out of the Marvel Universe. Basically, Spider-Man No Way Home, and I'm sorry if this is a spoiler for anybody, but basically Spider-Man No Way Home effectively removed Spider-Man from the MCU. It effectively removed him from the MCU. It effectively removed him from the MCU because now nobody knows who he is. He's not part of the Avengers anymore. All the interaction that he's had with all the characters in the MCU is like just gone now because he's not part of it anymore. He's his own dude, which is awesome. That's how Spider-Man should be. Can't wait for Morbius. Oh, I'm glad they pushed Morbius back because they're gonna give Spider-Man No Way Home some more time to make money. I just went and saw Spider-Man No Way Home again this weekend with my friend. I saw it in 3D, which honestly, just between you and me, 3D doesn't add that much to Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm just saying. It's no shade on it, but all it does is give you some perspective stuff, and that's about it. I mean, if you love 3D, go watch it in 3D. It just doesn't add that much to the movie, to be honest. It's not. It doesn't add to the overall movie. So, but you know, hey, by all means, if you want to see it in 3D, I wouldn't say don't. I'm just saying it's not groundbreaking or nothing. It's not like it's gonna be the next Avatar or something like that. Come on, Moose. Come on, Moose. Oh, 3D is such an outdated gimmick. But stuff goes through phases like that, Al Nuggets. I remember growing up in the 80s, and 3D movies were a cool thing. And then they died out in the 90s. And then they kind of came back in the 2000s. Now, nobody really cares a lot about them. I mean, movies do stuff in 3D. They film it in that. They put it out there as an option and basically as a little bit of a money grab, in my opinion. Because it's not like... It would have been different if in Spider-Man there was like, he was swinging out into the audience, or they had camera shots of him shooting the webs, you know, and they look like they're coming at you, stuff like that, you know. Oh, the theater would go nuts for Hugh Jackman. But that's what you're going to see right now. I think going forward, and you're going to see a lot of key jangling of heroes that are established, like Hugh Jackman's. Real Resident, thank you so much for the 15 months. 15 months already. I think going forward, a lot of the Marvel movies you're going to see coming out will include those appearances of guys that you are familiar with, that you like, but they aren't going to be about them. Now, Spider-Man No Way Home did it really well. I applaud the way that they brought in Tobey Maguire. And I'm sorry for spoilers. I like the way they brought in Tobey Maguire. I like how they brought in Andrew Garfield. I think they had there was a super poignant moment where Garfield's Spider-Man saves MJ. Which I hate that. I hate that they do that. I know it's part of the licensing, but there's a very poignant moment where Garfield saves MJ, and damn, he is a good actor. He emotes just so well that you can just feel the sadness, the happiness, sadness that he was able to save her where he couldn't save Gwen. And that was just like, that was such a great like moment. It was so cool. Of course, when I was watching it with my friend, and she's a normie, she doesn't know a lot. She doesn't know a lot about the thing and stuff. And she was like, why is he so sad? And I'm like, well, you have to take it contextually with all the other movies. He was unable to save Gwen in his own universe, but he was able to sort of redeem himself in this universe by saving MJ. And it was such a great moment. There were so many good moments in Spider-Man No Way Home. There just were. And Tobey Maguire was it was so beautiful to see Tobey Maguire back. I mean, to me, Tobey is the GOAT. I mean, I never was a big fan of Garfield's Spider-Man. It was okay. It just wasn't really well written, in my opinion. It just, I mean, and you know, that's just my opinion, but I just didn't find it to be that compelling. And they tried to litter. The biggest problem they had with Spider-Man 2 is what they do with a lot of movies, where they just try to throw, instead of creating a great hero versus villain storyline, they try to throw too many villains into it and try to make it a menagerie of villains, and they were trying to set up the Sinister Six and this whole thing, which is a great idea in theory, but that's a hard thing to do in a movie because you have a limited time constraint. You got to introduce all these characters, and it doesn't really set you up for success because you spend so much time explaining to people who these characters are that there's no development. And with Tobey's villains, you got you can go right down the list. You got Green Goblin, you got Doc Ock, and let's just forget the third movie because I don't really want to go into the third movie. The third movie wasn't that good. The third movie, they started trying to do multiple villains in it. Yeah, you got Green Goblin in the first one, great villain, all by his lonesome, and you got to learn about him, you got to feel for him, you got to empathize with Norman Osborn, and good God, that's the other thing, having Doc Ock and Green Goblin coming back, oh man, that was so good. I feel like he's seen his origin story to me. Yeah, we don't need an origin story for him anymore. That's one thing I sort of like that they did with the Tom Holland version. I'm not a big fan of Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I think he does a good job. I don't think he's in Tobey Maguire level, but that's like, you know, that's like me that's like me playing in the NBA. You know, I can play a little basketball, I can throw down a little bit, but, you know, I can't go against Michael Jordan. Tom Holland can't go against Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire's the GOAT. You know, I think they did it smart with Tom Holland's character by not retelling an origin story. If you don't know who Spider-Man is by this time, go watch some of the old stuff. I like, though, how they reset it. How they now can actually have a Spider-Man movie and give him his own stuff and do his own thing. And you know, Spider-Man's whole thing was that he was always broken, down on his luck, and he was trying to balance, you know, trying to work and be Spider-Man and all this other stuff. And I like that they brought it back to that. I really like that they brought it back to that. But yeah, Tom Holland is Spider-Boy. I mean, that's the thing. Tom Holland, up until now, he's been kind of Iron Spider-Boy, which I'm kind of like meh on. I like, though, that now he's not Spider-Man anymore. He's not the Iron Spider-Boy any longer. He doesn't have, nobody knows who he is. He doesn't have the Stark technologies behind him anymore, which is great. That brings him back to his roots. You're gonna start calling me a Theloper. Hey, Legend, how you doing, buddy? We're waiting for the moose to spawn here. We'll go up and explore a little bit tomorrow. Hopefully the moose will spawn at some point. We'll go up and explore. There's a cave up there. There's a cave down over here.
I need to find a place to rest.
Yeah, that was the only downside to the Tobey Maguire having the organic webbing. Just, I never got that. I don't know why they made that decision, because that was the one thing I liked that they did with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, is they made it more authentic to the actual Spider-Man lore, giving Spider-Man his, you know, he had to build all of his own stuff, his web shooters and stuff. You know, because really Spider-Man's powers are the ability to stick to things, his agility, his spider sense, his strength, but he doesn't have, the web shooters are a artificial thing that he created for himself. And that was part of the charm of it. Because he could make the spider web stuff out of normal stuff, but he needed to buy those things, and that was always something too. He's always struggling to get money to make his webbing and to pay his rent and stuff. That's what made Spider-Man charming in the comic books. There was always some struggle going on. And I love that about him. He was a very flawed, very relatable, very
I'm not sure I can carry
humanized type hero. Yeah, and that's the thing too, is that Spider-Man, a lot of people, you know, the whole reason Spider-Man or Peter Parker was at that lab in the first place that he got bit at is that Peter Parker is like genius level. Peter Parker is a genius level type character. He is as smart, and they don't really go into it. He's as smart as like Tony Stark is, honestly, in my opinion. He is a brilliant scientist in and of his own right. But he's just very young. He's not an older guy like Tony Stark, who's already established himself and stuff. But he's a very bright scientist, and the reason he was at that lab in the first place is he was on like a science field trip thing there. I mean, that's what's always but it made him a very relatable character. Him being young, having the older aunt May never died, you know, and all that sort of stuff. I mean, it was very, very believable. I love you too, Mark Wars. I just read your message, man. I love you too, man. Hey, man, Mark Wars, if it's any consolation, it wears on me sometimes, but I just have to put that aside and keep on trucking. You know what I'm saying? I understand completely, though, buddy. I understand
I need
completely.
to drop something.
Oh, we'll drop something, all right. We're dropping it like it's hot right now. Dropping like it's hot. Dropping like it's hot. Yeah, and also, you know, that's the thing all about Spider-Man too, is I think Spider-Man, it's always been in my opinion that Spider-Man is one of the most underpowered he's one of the underrated superheroes around. because Spider-Man generally pulls his punches. Spider-Man is usually fighting street people, like he's usually fighting street criminals. Not street people, but street criminals. And he's usually pulling his punches. And, you know, meantime, he's dodging bullets and that sort of stuff. I think one of the best Spider-Man stories I ever read that just, to me, showed you how powerful Spider-Man is Spider-Man went toe-to-toe with Firelord, who is a herald of Galactus. And Spider-Man at first was doing his jokey joke thing. You know, he's always got the wisecrack. He's kind of hopping around going, hey, man, can't we figure this out, you know? Hey, dude, I'm on your side, don't, you know? And then Firelord kind of, like, started just, like, nuking buildings and stuff and setting them on fire. And Spider-Man was just like, dude, that's enough. You're in my city. You don't get to come into my city and start doing these things with no repercussions. And Spider-Man just let loose on him. And Spider-Man put the beat down on Firelord. And he's a herald of Galactus, imbued with cosmic powers. And he took him down. To the point where other heroes had to come in and go, whoa, 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 Spider-Man, chill out. He's down. You don't need to keep going. And that's the thing, is Spider-Man always is pulling his punches, but Spider-Man is mega powerful. If he's in full combat mode, there's very few heroes or villains that can touch him because of his spider sense. Because he basically has precognition. He can tell when something's going to hit him. And it's just, it never gets really explored a lot in the comic books. And it almost gets underplayed in the comics, because most of the time in the comics he's fighting just like street criminals. Well, yeah, and he takes a beating too. That's the thing. He can take a beating. But yeah, I mean, I've loved Spider-Man for forever. I used to love it when they did the Marvel team-ups, where it'd be Marvel team-up, Spider-Man and so. You know, those were great back in the day. There was a lot of great team-ups with Spider-Man and different heroes and villains. Come on, Mr. Moose. Come on, brother. Can't get a moose to show up. Goblin took a beating, yeah. Well, you notice how Tom Holland's Spider-Man at the end of No Way Home. Sorry, spoilers again. But you notice how Spider-Man at end of No Way Home, when he basically kind of got pissed and he just stopped caring about what he was doing, Green Goblin couldn't lay a finger on him. Green Goblin was at his mercy, basically, at that point. Because Spider-Man just stopped messing around. And Green Goblin there was nothing. I mean, Green Goblin didn't stand a chance. As much as Green Goblin was strong because of the serum and stuff that he had, Green Goblin was trying to hit him, and maybe he'd punch him one time, but Spider-Man dodged every hit from the knife. He dodged most of the stuff.
My feet.
The only problem I had at the end of that was that Tobey Maguire got stabbed, because that would not happen. That's a direct physical attack on Tobey Maguire, and Tobey Maguire would have sensed it with his Spidey sense and dodged it. He would have just stepped aside and gone, nah, you ain't doing that to me. That's the only criticism I have of that whole sequence.
Cold.
Yeah, and it took Tobey stepping in, and oh my god, the emotes on Tobey's face when he's stopping Tom Holland. Oh my god. He just without a word, Tobey Maguire was able to tell Tom Holland, this isn't who you are, man. He didn't have to say a word. He just looked at him. And God, Tobey could just like emote and from here to the cows come home, and it was like, oh my god. You could just tell. You just tell without him saying a word. Oh, it was so good. It was so well done. I think that's the thing, is that I get chills just thinking about it now. I get choked up just thinking about it. That's how good. I haven't felt that way about a movie in probably the last 3 or 4 years. Easily I haven't felt about a movie like that in so long. I mean, I love Ghostbusters. The Ghostbusters Afterlife, I still didn't feel that way about it. After, and I saw that twice too. I definitely did not feel that way about Shang-Chi. That horrible travesty of a movie. Okay, the movie was mediocre. And I didn't feel that way. I didn't feel that way about, well, I've never seen Eternals, never plan on it. Never seen Way Too Late and a dollar too short Black Widow.
Too much stuff.
Which, by the way, Spider-Man No Way Home has made more money than Black Widow, Shang-Chi, and the Eternals combined. The Eternals was dead on arrival anyway. The Eternals lost major money. It was dead on arrival. There was nothing they could do to save that movie. So good luck, Marvel. Good luck.
Cold to think.
I think the Doctor Strange movie might be okay. We'll see. I probably will go see the Doctor Strange movie. I like Cumberbatch, whatever his name is, Cumberbatch. I like his portrayal of Doctor Strange. He's very authentic to it. Yeah, oh yeah. No Way Home smashed was the only movie that made the first movie, or I mean, it made $1 billion in less than a week, less than 2 weeks. It made $1 billion. I mean, how do the movie theaters, how do the movie studios not look at No Way Home and go, that's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. From now on, that's what we need to do. Oh, Sony is overjoyed. If No Way Home had failed, I guarantee you, Keita, if No Way Home had failed, if it had flopped at the box office, they probably would sell Spider-Man to Disney. They probably would have. They would have been like, let's cut a deal. Let's, you guys can have Spider-Man. We've done all we can with it. But, no. Disney will never, ever, 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 ever own Spider-Man. They will never own Spider-Man. Sony won't give it up at this point. They'll be like, no, we're running with it, baby. We're running with it. I just can't believe we don't have a Fantastic Four movie yet. That's what I can't believe. I'm sure someone at Disney is very mad it did so well. Oh yeah, Disney hates. Well, see, the problem now, Tippity, because all this last year when each Disney movie came out and it didn't do very well, some of them made a little bit of money, but none of them were billion-dollar movies like they were wanting. All this last year, what has Disney been saying? Well, COVID has made the movie, it made people not want to go to the theaters, It made people not want to go to the theaters. They didn't want to see it there. That's why we released it on streaming. So we're going to count the streaming money in there too. But people just they were turned off from going to theaters. That's what they've been saying for the entire last year. Well, guess what? That excuse can no longer be said. The next time you hear that excuse, you know it is a lie. Because Spider-Man made $1 billion. So next time you hear that excuse, you know it's a lie. And it's a cover-up. Because Spider-Man made $1 billion. And there's nothing they can do to hide that fact. And Spider-Man only costs like $250 million to make? I mean, Sony is just like, they're just making it rain, baby. They're making it rain. And honestly, I hope and I pray every day that Disney wakes up and goes, you know what? That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. And we need to make, they need to make another, like, Daredevil.
Find someplace to escape.
They need to make another, like, you go back, if you watch Daredevil Netflix, if you watch the first 2 seasons of Daredevil Netflix, if you've not seen that ever before, go watch it. That should be the blueprint for every Marvel movie going forward. That should be the blueprint for every Marvel movie going forward. Realistic, grounded, it's gritty, it doesn't maybe need to be as violent or something, because, they want it on Disney Plus. And that's the other thing, is that all the things they're making now, they want to make with the idea of having it on Disney Plus, so they have to make them kid-friendly. So rated R stuff doesn't really fit that mold, or rated PG-13 doesn't fit that mold. So, good evening, Survivor Cold. Hello, hello. So that's the thing they got to get over, though. They got to go, you know what? The audience for this wants something gritty. They want it grounded. They want it good. The first 2 seasons of Daredevil, mwah. Oh, they're beautiful. They're beautiful. I'm gonna watch the first 2 seasons of Daredevil again here soon. They're that good. I mean, I was thrilled to see Matt Murdock in the Spider-Man movie, and I love seeing him catch the brick. That was awesome. My friend turned to me, and she's like, "How did he catch that brick? He's blind." And I'm like, well, you have to sort of be, I'll tell you later. I'll explain it to you later. But that's the thing, is that, you know, they brought stuff like that into it. It's like, I'd love to see Daredevil come back. The guy they had play Daredevil was, I mean, he was wonderful. He played that character so well. Well, here's the problem I have with Boba Fett. That same problem that I had with Mandalorian in the end. Don't take his freaking helmet, and the same problem I had with Kylo Ren too. Don't take his freaking helmet off. Ugh. Actors. I swear to God. You sign up to play a character. You're getting paid good money to play a character. But your ego's so big, oh, I gotta have this helmet off. I can't be wearing the helmet all the time. I can't, you know, I will applaud Mandalorian for having him wear the helmet all the way through until a couple of parts, but, stop taking their helmets off. I mean, you took Kylo Ren's helmet off, and after that he was a whiny emo punk that I felt just like going up to and giving him a wedgie. Because all he did was whine all the time. And have little rage spasms. Boba Fett, don't take his helmet off. Don't take his helmet off. Mandalorian, don't take his helmet off. I mean, I know these actors all have egos. I'm sure Carl Urban has an ego too. But go watch Judge Dredd. He never ever once takes his helmet off. And that Judge Dredd, that original Judge Dredd with Carl Urban, is one of the most amazing sci-fi comic book movies ever. It is so freaking good. Gotta watch that again soon, too. That's a great movie. Carl Urban emotes with this part of his face more than most actors emote with their whole face. And Dredd is just awesome. Dredd is just it's a masterpiece. Unfortunately, it never made any money, but so there'll never be another one. But Carl Urban is up to it if they want to do another one. But yeah, loved it. Another great example is Master Chief. Yes, Master Chief. Yeah, you don't take his helmet off. People like a mystery. That's the thing I think Hollywood has forgotten. People like that mystery. Darth Vader was so much more intimidating because we never saw him with his mask off. We got that one little glimpse in Empire Strikes Back, the best Star Wars movie ever. We got the one little glimpse of him from behind with his mask off, and then the helmet comes down and he's Darth Vader again. It humanized him a little bit, but it still kept that mystery going. They didn't take off their mask, they could have used any actor. Yeah.
It's making my head feel thick.
But, too bad. If they're gonna choose another actor, that's probably because you're not doing that good. That's why as an actor for like Boba Fett or Mandalorian, you sign a 2 or 3 year deal. Then you know you got a guaranteed job. You know what, Pablo? I don't really care about actors. I don't care about adult pretenders that much. They get paid a lot of money to pretend to be somebody else. And so their feelings don't mean a whole lot to me. Their feelings don't mean a whole lot to me. That'd be like Henry Cavill going, you know, I really like The Witcher, but I think he should have black hair, and I don't want to dye my hair, and I really don't want to wear those contacts. They irritate me too much. I don't want to wear the contacts. They're too irritating. So I'm just gonna go with my natural eye color. People would just be like, no. Tanny, how you doing? You're watching Harry Potter. Ooh, nice.
No power in the verse can stop me.
When you sign up to play a character that has a certain look, effect, or a established thing about them, you know what you're getting into. Nobody signs up for, you know, playing a character role like
No
Boba
power in the verse can stop me.
or playing a role like Kylo Ren and not know what they're getting into. Nobody would sign up to play Darth Vader and not know that it's going to be Darth Vader. Not knowing that you're going to have the full mask, the full everything on. Yeah, the best actors go above and beyond, like Karl Urban. Karl Urban is amazing. I will always applaud Karl Urban because he's great that way. Even the Spider-Man thing, it kind of bothered me because you notice how they kept taking their masks off. Those actors want their screen time. Actors in general, I'm not saying all of them, but actors and adult pretenders in general are very vain people. You know, they're very vain people, which is why they're actors in the first place. I mean, it takes a certain type of person to be an actor. It takes and believe me, I did some theater for a while. And wow, the people you meet. There's some very interesting people, I'll just say. Oh, that's the thing I love about Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill should be starring in every male lead role in the world right now. Henry Cavill is a lover of... He's a total nerd. He is a lover of the lore. He's a lover of the look. I mean, why is he not Superman again? Warner Brothers is the dumbest company in the world. The dumbest company in the world. Henry Cavill has said, I will be Superman for you again. Who doesn't want to see Henry Cavill as Superman again? Come on. I don't really agree with the writing as much. I think it was a little dark for Superman, but DC and Warner Brothers tends to go dark all the time. But, yeah, Henry Cavill, I would love to see him come back. Michael Fassbender was an indie movie. It was in an indie movie a few years ago called Frank. He wore a giant papier-mâché head throughout the whole movie. That's awesome. That's awesome. They aren't even the right shaped pupils anyway. Any actor and pay the real actor for voice acting. Well, yeah, I mean, they could do that. Well, I mean, how did Darth Vader come about? That was not James Earl Jones in that Vader outfit. That's been done for decades. James Earl Jones was not in that outfit, but man, could you imagine Darth Vader with any other voice than James Earl Jones? No. James Earl Jones is Darth Vader. I don't care who's in the suit, but James Earl Jones is Darth Vader. He is Darth Vader. You are the kind of person who could be an actor. I tried acting. I could not get into it, Mark Worst. There's too much weirdness that goes on in the acting group. Too much weirdness. I'm sorry. Actors are a weird breed. It takes a certain level of narcissism that I didn't quite have. Yeah, the guy who played Vader was Scottish, I think. Yeah, I think so.
Something's making me feel tired.
Something is making me feel tired. So we're gonna sleep. Yeah, they managed to make make great movies boring. Well, why do you think last year the most popular selling? I think I saw this on something the other day. The highest selling Blu-ray DVD last year, or the highest selling Blu-ray, was the Snyder Cut. Warner Brothers, hello, Snyder Cut sold more than every other Blu-ray out there. Why are you trying to kill it? Why are you trying to kill it? I never liked it when they put very popular actors playing comic or video game characters. That's more just for name recognition. They like to get that name recognition. Meow, and make some meow noise at the mention. Oh, I love James Earl Jones. James Earl Jones is awesome. Oh, I love Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill's an awesome dude. I mean, I've seen interviews with Henry Cavill. He seems like a really down-to-earth, cool guy. He's a guy that I would love to go get a drink with. Well, most studios like to play it safe. Most studios like to play it safe. That's why studios have pushed streaming so hard. Because the studios are all answerable to their stockholders, and their stockholders love seeing that generated revenue from the streaming service every month. That's like guaranteed revenue all the time, all the time. They love that continually generating revenue, and movies are a gamble. They always have been. The best movies of all came out in like the 80s and 90s. Because there's movies that were made in the 80s and 90s that would never, ever see the light. They would never be greenlit today, ever. Never, ever in a million years would they greenlit some of those movies today. Even movies like Forrest Gump, they would never greenlight that today. Movies like that and like Aliens or Predators, they'd probably never greenlight those movies today.
All I can think about is food.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Oh, they greenlight that one. They greenlight that. But that's just the corporations for you more than anything. They want to play it safe. They want the guaranteed stuff. But the thing that opens up the door for, the thing that opens the door up for, is indie studios get a lot more play that way. I think the same thing has worked in video games, because a lot of the big AAA studios have taken such a corporate approach to gaming that the indie studios are getting a lot more exposure, and I think in the end, a lot of them are making a lot better quality product, because that's where the passion lays. Passion for a project can make up for a lot of other things.
Come on.
Passion for a project can make up for lack of funding, lack of exposure, lack of having a big budget, lack of having a ton of staff to help you make the game. The passion you have for your project can make up for a lot of that. And I think that gets forgotten quite a bit as well. I'm curiously optimistic for the new Batman. I don't hold out a lot of hope for it. But I'll probably go see it in the theaters. Oh yeah, Weekend at Bernie's. They'd never make that movie these days. Remember in How I Met Your Mother? Weekend at Barney's! He always would be trying to do Weekend at Barney's. Who's my favorite Batman? I don't really have a favorite Batman. All of the Batman movies have had pluses and minuses to them, in my opinion. I think probably my favorite Batman movie, which I know this is kind of a weird one, is I really enjoyed Batman Returns. I like Catwoman. It's weird because it has a lot of different characters in it, which usually I hate, having that many characters stuffed into one movie. And I don't think they got enough time, but I love Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. I love Jim Carrey's, not Jim Carrey's Riddler, who was the other one in it? Oh, Danny DeVito's, or was Jim Carrey in that one? God, it's been so long, I gotta go back and watch that one. I like Batman Returns. I thought it was well done. I thought it was pretty well done. I think all the guys who portrayed Batman have had some pluses, some minuses. I think, what's his name? Was it Nolan? I think it was Nolan. I think he played a more kind of gritty Batman than most people are used to seeing. Yeah, Danny DeVito's Penguin was just legend. That was great. But honestly, I was never a big fan of, like, who was the guy? The guy from ER. I was never a big fan of Val Kilmer's Batman. Never a big fan of, Oh God, what was his name? He was big. He was big. He was big. The dimple. Clooney. Yeah, Clooney. Yeah, I've never been a fan of Clooney. So you know, so little of a fan, I don't remember him. So little of a fan, I don't remember George Clooney's Batman. I've tried to wipe it from my memory. But I mean, you know, they all had some pluses and minuses. I think the thing is, see, I would have loved to see a third Batman from Tim Burton. There was a whole lot of politics that went into that, though. They thought Batman was getting too, which is funny now, because at the time, they were like, oh, Batman, it's being made too dark. The kids aren't liking it. The kids aren't liking it because it's too dark. And now the whole DC universe is just dark, 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 dark. Which is just, it's hilarious how what they hated about Tim Burton's Batman is what they've turned the entire DC universe into. Except Shazam. Shazam was good. Shazam was good. I didn't like Birds of Prey very much. I had a lot of problems. The reason I didn't like, if you've never read any comic books, you could probably like Birds of Prey. I had major issues with Birds of Prey. Major issues with Birds of Prey. I haven't watched the new Suicide Squad either. But yeah, what's my opinion of Sean Connery? I love Sean Connery. Oh, Highlander Sean Connery is, Sean Connery. You just put him in Sean Connery in Highlander, Lady Hawk. Of course, the James Bond movies are legendary. But, oh, I love Sean Connery. Love him! Woo! Dark Noob! Thank you so much for that 8-month resub! I love Sean Connery though. He's one of my favorites.
Dark No OB just resubscribed.
I even liked him in The Rock.
8 months.
Yeah, Lady Hawk had Rutger Hauer in it as well. Yeah, it's funny. I actually had never seen Lady Hawk. I saw Blade Runner, and I love Rutger Hauer in Blade Runner. Blade Runner is by far one of the pinnacles of movie making ever. If you've never seen Blade Runner, you have to see it. I love Rutger Hauer in Blade Runner, and so I was like, oh, what other movies is he in? And I'm a Lady Hawk. That has Matthew Broderick. It has Sean Connery. It's like, what the what? I was like, where's this movie been all my life? And I watched it and I loved it. It's such a great flick. Such a great flick. The main problem I had with Birds of Prey is they did Cassandra Cain completely dirty. Oh. Don't even get me started. They totally did Cassandra Cain dirty. Cassandra, the Orphan is such a great character in the comic books, and they just absolutely did her dirty. And I just about noped out when they introduced her. I just about noped out when they introduced her. I was just like,
Can't feel my hands.
No. I almost did a Michael. No, God, no. No! God, no! Don't do this. And honestly, the movie didn't have a lot of the Birds of Prey in it. It was like the Harley Quinn movie. But they were just trying to capitalize on how popular, her Harley Quinn was and everything. Is there a reason you roast it in the pots? I usually don't roast it in the pots, to be completely honest. Meat has a lesser cooking time in the pots. This piece of meat here will take 28 minutes to cook. If I put it in the pot, it takes 23 minutes. You get slower cooking times. Slower cooking time. But hey, Black MPL, how you doing, buddy? How's it going today? I'm sorry, I was going off on some movie stuff. I got all excited. There we go. Blackman PL, let's play some StarCraft. Please go give Blackman PL a follow, boys and girls. Give him some love and support. Go give him a follow. Go check him out sometime. He's an awesome, amazing dude. Oh, jeez.
Feels like a lot of gear.
200
For
bits
the 2 comics
for
I've
the
read.
2 comics you've read. Hey, you know what? That's 2 more comics than a lot of people have read. So, there are great comic books out there, boys and girls. Just they're all back issues at this point. Don't buy any new stuff. New stuff's garbage. New stuff is all. It's what happens when your industry basically gets a bunch of activists in it, and they basically just pushing ideas instead of actually pushing good content. It sucks. I haven't bought a comic book in. Gosh, this is my 4-year anniversary of not buying a new comic book. My 4-year anniversary, I've not bought a new comic book in 4 years. And I used to buy about my box usually was about $70 to $100 a week I was spending on comic books. A week. So. Do you know any locations for Fire Striker on Interloper? Yes. Did you get the key to Milton? I did not. Mark Wars threw an image up. What is Sean Connery inside? What the hell is that? What? Now I don't. I can't unsee that. Oh God, I can't unsee that. Oh my God, I can't unsee that. Oh my God, you've made me unsee. There are the loot tables, my friend. If you go to those loot tables, it'll describe to you every place there is an available Fire Striker. It will depend on what loot table you are on, but once you discover what loot table you were on, those are the places that the Fire Striker will spawn in Interloper. So good luck, my friend. You are very welcome. But yes, that'll give you a good idea where they are. Zardoz. That was horrifying, Mark Wars. That was horrifying. I didn't miss out. Oh, jeez. It was Invader Zim, by the way, because I'm a 99 baby and it was a terrible show.
99 baby and it was a terrible show.
There's always a Fire Striker at the summit, yes. There's always a Fire Striker at the summit, so you can always guaranteed 100% find one there. There's also always a pistol at the summit too. Mixed Star Wars knockoff with Coke, and this is what you'll end up with. His finest in first movie. I never saw that one. Never saw that one. And now I can't unsee it. I never saw it. And now I can't unsee it. Matthias with the gifted sub. They're 7th in the community. Macon Hero. Woo!
Vitius 1968 gifted a tier 1 sub to make an _hero.
Thank you for that gifted tier 1 sub there. So yes, definitely, boys and girls, if you want to get into comics, there is a lot of good back issue stuff out there. I can recommend all day long good back issue storylines. Good storylines from DC as well as from Marvel. I was always more of a DC guy than a Marvel guy, but I dabbled in both. I love some Marvel characters as well. Marvel characters I really hold near and dear to. But yeah, definitely go support your comic book store. Buy them back issues. That's where comic book stores make their money. And that's also a way to keep the money out of the hands of DC and Marvel current, because they don't deserve it. Because they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. I know that's controversial, but they don't deserve it. The stuff they're pumping out these days is just regurgitated garbage. There's no new ideas. There's no new ideas in it. That's the thing. They aren't advancing a storyline. They're advancing an agenda. And I don't read comic books for an agenda. I mean, comic books have always had some messages in them. I mean, one of the most radical comics that ever came out was when it was an old Green Arrow comic when he found that Speedy was doing drugs, and it was like there was a big to-do about it, because it was like, back then you didn't do that in comic books. Oh, Outlander I'm looking for. Oh, that I'm looking... All right, Outlander's great. The one I'm looking forward to, the movie I'm looking forward to is Norseman. Or Norse God, or the Norseman? What was that movie that's coming out with Skarsgård, or whatever his name is? That one looks so good. Oh my god. Is it the Northman? That looks so good. You know, I got my first comic books when I was sick in bed when I was like 10. I know. It is Northman. Okay. Outlander with Connery was an awesome movie. I'll have to check that one out. I don't know if I saw that one. But yeah, Northman looks so good. That looks like a good old revenge story. The story arcs I got was Batfall, Batman vs. Bane. Oh, those were great. Did you read the Hush storyline? Hush is so good. Oh my god, Hush is great. And if you're into Batman, you definitely want to read Killing Joke. Killing Joke is one of the most amazing stories ever written. Of course, Dark Knight. The Dark Knight series is really good. That's something that really sort of put Batman on the next level. But for me growing up, it was Justice League. It was the old Justice League of America. And I enjoyed those ones. I enjoyed Flash a lot. I was a big Flash guy. Barry Allen Flash, not Wally West Flash. Barry Allen Flash. Original Superman, Supergirl from Earth 2, not the Superman from Earth 1. Crisis on Infinite Earths was amazing. The original Chris Claremont X-Men run is without a doubt the Chris Claremont X-Men run, in my opinion, is the best X-Men stories ever told. They're still trying to make movies using his material. Pretty much most of the movies they've come out with X-Men are Chris Claremont ideas. That's how good the stuff was. The Chris Claremont X-Men, though, oh man. Yeah, you have to read Killing Joke. You don't want to watch the animated one. Killing Joke is, I'll warn you, Killing Joke is for mature readers. It deals with subject matter that is very dark. But it is an amazing, amazing tale. An amazing, amazing tale that you have to read if you're at all into Batman. But the Hush storyline is really good too. Hush was a good story arc they did through Batman. But yeah, for me it was the Chris Claremont X-Men. New Mutants I just never could get into. Oh gosh, Watchmen is such a good story. The Black Ship parts are really hard to get through, Matthias. But the Watchmen is a great one. V for Vendetta, really good. The 300, really good. Oh, the one that's really good that if you've never read it. Let me pull it out. Let me pull it out here for you. Yes, I am nerd. I own the absolute edition of The Watchmen. I own the absolute edition of The Watchmen, which is this big. It's this big. It is the absolute edition of The Watchmen, and it is gorgeous. Look at all the extras. You get so many cool extras in this. I've read this thing like 3 times. I got the absolute edition of The Watchmen. That is a must get. I also have it in comic book form. But I own the absolute edition of The Watchmen because I got that when it came out. And this is another one that is absolutely beautiful if you've never read it. Kingdom Come. Kingdom Come by Mark Waid and Alex Ross. The art in this, the art in Kingdom Come is some of the best art you're ever gonna see. Some of the best art you're ever gonna see with some of the best covers. And oh god, look at that! Look at that picture of Spectre. I love the Spectre. Oh man, this is a definite. This is the absolute edition of that as well. But yes, the absolute edition of the Kingdom Come. You can pick up the books as well, but Kingdom Come is just beautiful. The original comic version of Dark Knight Returns was one of the best Batman stories ever. Oh yeah, it was really good. The Watchmen is only graphic novel of Time's 100 greatest books of is the only graphic novel of Time's 100 greatest books of all time. Yeah, it is. And honestly, I think they did a good job when they made it into a movie. I wasn't too unhappy about it. I think they did a good job with it. Oh, Alex Ross is. I mean, check out. Look at this cover. Look at that cover right there. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Look at that. Look at the beauty, and it goes all the way around the other side as well, with Wonder Woman and Hawkman. Look at that Superman, baby. Alex Ross is just, his painted art is just freaking to die for. I would love to get a piece of like original Alex Ross artwork. I mean, it would probably cost some big bucks, but yeah. It would probably cost some big bucks, but yeah. Yeah, I pulled the trigger on this when it first came out, and I've never been unhappy about it. I also pulled the trigger on the Crisis on Infinite Earths Absolute Edition. Comes with all the extras. And then one of my favorite guys of all time, good old George Perez, diagnosed with cancer. He's got like not that much time left on this earth, unfortunately. That'll be a sad day when George Perez passes. And this is even signed by George Perez. Yeah, baby. That's one of my treasures. I love that thing. Oh, George Perez, his artwork's beautiful. He did all the Crisis on Infinite Earth stuff. I grew up with George Perez artwork and all the DC books and stuff. I mean, he was so prolific. He was putting out book after book after book after book. It was just awesome. Perez is god tier, yeah. Perez had an ability to make a cover with 50 different characters on it, and you could go through and look and recognize every single character. That's how good he was. Each character he created was entirely unique, and you could tell who they were. And oh, it was just his stuff is just oh so good. You know, I watched Arrow, and I watched some of the Flash. I watched a little bit of Legends of Tomorrow when it first came out, but then they took them off of Hulu, and so I haven't. And I know they got them back on Netflix now, but I just couldn't get into it again. There's just too much. There's too much. The first couple seasons of Arrow are really good. The first couple seasons of Arrow are really good. The later seasons of Arrow kind of get a little mishy-mashy, wishy-washy. Again, they're trying to introduce a bunch of heroes that they want to make into their own shows, and then they come up with a, you know, it kind of got a little bloated after a while. I like Legends of Tomorrow when it first came out. I like Savage being like the bad guy. That was kind of cool. I hadn't done a lot with his character before. It was cool to see him. It was cool to see him. It was cool to see him. Yeah, my feet are getting cold, and this moose is not showing up. Maybe tomorrow when we play this character, we'll get better luck getting this moose, because he is not showing up. Mom, text points.
Freezing.
My mom sent me a text, so I had to give out text points. We're freezing. Freezing, I tell you. But yeah, I'll have to show you guys some of my comics sometime. I'll have to dig them out of storage. I got like, I don't know, 20, 25 long boxes out in my storage right now of my comic books. I got some new stuff, but a lot of it's older stuff too. Boo! How you doing? How you doing there? How's it going, Duke? I hope you're having a good one, man. All right. Well, we got our rest. We got our spot. We're gonna hunt the moose next time. We got a bear today, so that's